away from our throats. They've introduced us to our friendly bard and his wife. And on one hand, the enemy's enemy is my friend, and the Bedine freaking hate the Zentarum, so we've got that in common. But it's deeper than that. The Bedine are a deeply hospitable people in an inhospitable land. Indeed, it's unlikely that society could survive out here if there wasn't both laws of being deeply apprehensive of strangers, but also very hospitable to friends. You know, if you're not willing to share your water, then a society cannot survive out here. They bless the water. They use magic to, ironically, considering they are attributed to hating magic themselves. They use magic to bless the water, and in Saloon's name, with the last of her moonlight before it vanishes over the morning horizon. They call upon the moon's light to purify the spring, and there's no visible change to it. The water is now completely drinkable. The ritual is pretty simple, and in fact, any priest could do it. It's more or less channeling divinity, so a paladin could do it as well. They basically channel divinity, and in doing so, they purify the water in much the same way as others might purify an area and drive undead out of it. So they're kind of peaceful, but at the same time, they're swaggering, and they've got their scimitars borne openly, and one of them is still a horse with his bow drawn nominally to keep a watch out, but if he decided to turn on the party, he could probably put a few arrows in you before you could raise your spears. So yeah, it's that fine line between being a guest and being a prisoner. If anyone who's had any dealings with nobility will know exactly this situation, although the circumstances might appear to be quite different, they really are not. What do you do? If you want to start now, or if not.
Well, I guess we'll probably start by seeing if they're willing to assist Gloriana.
How do you present your case?
Well, the Zentarum are clearly coming from that direction. They're they're showing interest in making their way through that territory, and if Gloriana can act as a friendly barrier to help keep Zentarum coming from that direction. And in addition, we can be a valuable trade partner.
Anyone have anything to add to that?
Nope.
No. Cool. Azim agrees on both counts. Trade is hard to come by, and Cormier was as reliable as any trade partner they've ever had outside of their own borders, so they're interested. As you point, having Gloriana as a buffer nation is pretty useful for them, though they're negligible in a way because they have the orcs as a buffer nation anyway. Though if you could keep them out, that would be good. But since we're talking about the Zentarum, he puts it to you. But the Zentarum do not generally come this far into Anarok, not at least this far south. The Black Road is hundreds of miles to the north, and there is little that ever interests them. Besides, Zental Keep is 1,000 miles away. Why would the Zentarum ever come here?
They seem intent on recruiting, from what they're leaders stated.
They've already made an attempt with the centaurs of Tirek.
As well as with a group of mercenaries in not far from Griffin Hill. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to recruit some of the orcs as well. That was one thing they offered us in terms of... They offered us an alliance to help get rid of the orcs for us.
We told them to shove it, of course, but what?
This is very interesting. It is a very new development. You see, the Zentarum had a civil war, perhaps 1 year ago. And in this civil war, the old god, Bane, reclaimed his power of his dominion over this organization, and drove out the chaotic and furious god, Cyric, to replace him with one more organized and dedicated. Much more of a tyrant and less of a destroyer. Well, it worries me greatly that in just 1 year, the Zentarum would have enough ambition to travel 1,000 miles away from their stronghold to exert some influence here in the edges of the world. I had thought that the only threat we had from the Zentarum was in the north. Their trade route between the Dales and Waterdeep in the west is very important to them, I understand. But down here, it seems like a waste of resources. Which makes me think they have resources to waste. Only a Zentarum that is very strong would risk such a maneuver, given that they have a lawful bent in this age.
There are three.
Yeah.
There are 3 of them that are in charge. One that has celestial wings and carries a large sword. One that's a priestess of some sort. And one that is a wizard in purple.
This troubles him, and it seems to trouble his men even more. They talk a bit in their Badine language, scanning your eyes to make sure that you can't understand what they're saying. And it doesn't seem that any of you can. None of you can speak Badine, can you, surely?
No.
No. Pretty uncommon language. Pretty uncommon. And so they discuss something, and it's... you can make an insight check if you want to, have some impression of what they're thinking. Or you can just let them have their conversation privately.
I'm gonna let them do their thing.
Yeah. Braxton, what little you pick up is that the men are afraid, and Azim, the leader, is kind of just slapping them down, telling them to pull their boots up. He says, we number only 6. My 5 riders and myself. Of we 6. He taps the hilt of his beautiful silver blade, which is much more ornate than the rest of them. I do not know if we could dislodge such an organization. How many foot soldiers do they have?
Around 20. They're not well off right now either. Last we saw them, they were pretty battered up.
It's the ogres that they have with them that may be an issue.
That does change things. You say ogres.
As in more than one, yes.
If I remember correctly, they have 3.
Yeah, 3, correct.
Okay. Thought so.
Well, then this is certain then. My warband cannot possibly dislodge this group. They are too strong.
With our help, you could.
Yes, perhaps we could. My men, as you know, use cavalry. We are horse archers, although we are trained with the lance as well. We are better with our mobile archery than anything else, though. What this means, tactically, if we are to battle alongside each other, it will be you, not the vanguard.
That seemed rather obvious, yes.
That's more or less what we've been doing since we came this far northward. What?
Very good, then. Very good. We are willing to ally with you for this battle. We will witness your prowess and your dedication. But if this is a trap, know that we will be far enough away to pepper you with arrows, and I will concentrate my bow on you first. And he points straight at the halfling. Straight at Calm.
Just do one of the old okay symbols with my hand. Okay.
Good. Well, we know these lands better than any Zentarum force could. We should pick our battlefield. What terrain would suit you best in this upcoming fight? Open ground, or perhaps amid ruins? A crevasse?
Ambush.
Yes.
We had the idea to lead them into a ruin, as they have small numbers and be easily divided.
Very good. I know of such a place.
We already kind of set in motion an idea for them to come west. West. To a ruin just inside the border. But we don't know when they're going to show up.
Huh. Well. Is this the plan that you wish to enact? We can lure them into other positions if you wish.
As far as I'm aware, that was just for the two other captains, wasn't it?
I mean, if we can lure out the captains and remove them before getting rid of the foot soldiers, even better.
Are we going to betray Vesper? Or whatever his name was? Click.
I don't see why not.
No skin off my teeth.
Very well then. He is in Taran.
Business.
Well, before we make hasty decisions, there are alternatives. I have already spoken of the open ground and of the ruins. There is a canyon, a valley, steeper on one side, less steep on the other, but a valley nonetheless. And there is also a plateau, open stone stands, firm ground, in a sea of shifting sand. It would be difficult to maneuver through while providing some sort of platform or base. We have different options, and in each case, I am confident that we can lure the Zentarum onto terrain that we prefer.
I don't mind the idea of the crevasse, but I would divert to you. You know this area better. You fought the Zentarum much more than we have.
I am adept in all of these.
I would think that being in wide open areas would be more beneficial for horse archers.
This is true. But is it more beneficial for you and your ambush? I do not know. I am willing to accept your decision.
More mobile.
Indeed. And thus my men will not lose any life unless I choose it. It is And this is why I extend you the opportunity to decide, since it is your lives that will be lost.
I would say the crevasse, because at least that way we can funnel them.
True.
And your archers would be more useful from an elevated position, possibly.
Or if even behind us, we would still be shielding.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would tend more towards the crevasse as well.
He can probably take you up to a high point of the, like a very high dune, or maybe on an old ruin or something, and give you a look at the various terrain types that you might wage your battle on. The open plains, the ruins, the crevasse, and the plateau surrounded by seas of shifting sand.
Maybe even the rocky area.
The lower
Plateaus.
right.
The plateaus, yeah.
Yeah, that might provide the best of both worlds, where we can lure in the leaders, take them out, but it also leaves open area for the archers to handle their shit.
Yep.
Is that a
Plateaus.
decision?
Final answer.
Okay.
Yeah, plateaus.
Alright. Yeah.
Do you want us to place ourselves down?
Not quite yet. Yeah, not quite yet. I'll just make up the battle map first, and then once it's made, you can decide. Basically, the tactics. So you've got the broad strategy. You've got the setting or something, the battlefield. Azim says, while I understand the advantages in this circumstance, it may be a little more difficult to lure them into this trap. Or do you have any special tricks? Or are we simply hoping to meet them in open battle, rather than ambush?
I mean, we could hide.
Indeed, there is only a handful of you. You would have to trust us with your horses.
Hey, if we don't, we're dead anyway. I'm not particularly too attached to my horse anyway. I just got him.
Alright. So work out which way you want the Zentarum to be led onto the battle, and from which board edge, which of the four sides, And I guess once you've determined that, you'll be able to position yourselves accordingly.
Yeah, I think coming in from the left. Or coming in from the right, maybe.
I was thinking if they came in from the left, then we could hide in this pocket right,
Yeah.
and then hide right here.
And have the cavalry come over from this area.
Yep.
Alright, well, you've got control of the cavalry as a group, like I've just given it. Well, that might not be a token, though. It does work good. You can position your cavalry where you want and accordingly position yourselves where you want. And you'll be aiming to bring them in from the left. Although the way the Bedine see this working is they'll be peppering them with archers and trying to draw them towards you. So I guess that doesn't really give you the option of deciding where the cavalry are, I suppose, since they
Holy hell, this map is a lot bigger than I thought.
It's a big map.
That is one very large palm tree.
I'll think of it more as a copse. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they could be hidden in the copse of trees.
But then how do we lure the Zentarum to us?
Yeah, they were going to lure the Zentarum.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
They could lure them in. Then try to come around the back again. Whoops.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's some
Encirclement.
looks like some good tactics, yeah.
And flank them.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, who do we want on which side?
That would lead to harm into here, and then they would get bogged down right here by us, and then they would come up from behind, and then disappear behind the rocks again. Could basically do like figure eights.
Can we crawl up on top of these rocks?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's they're not like a single rock formation, more like a sea of boulders or a plateau or something. Yeah, you absolutely can. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there would be essentially like enough cover to sort of hide behind. Over here it'd be almost impossible, I'm guessing, to see up on top. It would be easier.
That sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So the rocks they've got crevices and nooks and crannies and raises and ridges, and they're not just like a flat dinner plate or anything. But they do stick out. Anarok is an unnatural desert, and these are probably unnatural rocks. I won't go into it right now, but yeah, these rocks they're all over the place, and they kind of shouldn't be there, but they are. And in this case, it's best to think of them as islands, and of the sand as being the sea.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So Braxton wants to be up on one of them, and Vicious, obviously. So that leaves Ubo, Kursk, and... Are we going to have Tamil in this too, or are we just going to...
Let's
Probably leave him. Yeah, leave him for...
Yeah.
He can save lives if it gets that bad.
We're leaving Camel and Jane out of this, I think.
Okie dokie.
Ubo is going to retract into his shell and have someone half bury him, so it just looks like a rock.
Amazing.
Like a fucking turtle landmine. You just pop out in the middle of them.
Yep.
Ambush predator.
Speed bump.
What is it? Isn't there like a spider that does that in the desert?
Trapdoor spiders, yeah.
Yep.
Trapdoors, yeah. Trapdoor turtle.
That's it. All right. Azim likes it. He thinks that the plan is good. So after any sort of religious preparations that you want to do, or any prep talks, then they'll be ready. For they themselves, the mage slayers, the Badin, have a little a private ceremony where they invoke the battle god, who is kind of like an aspect of Tempest, but not exactly. Anyway, what about yourselves? Any pre-fight rituals?
I think Kursk would be observing theirs.
Hey, come and join. Yeah, come and join. They invite you, Kursk, to come and be part of their little dance.
If they invite me, then yeah, I'll take part as much as I can.
All right, make an Arcana check and a Performance check. Beautiful. Okay. So you don't get the hang of the dance moves. The Badin come from a Neo-Arabic culture. They're dervishes, and so they have a lot of spinning, a lot of dancing. They're a very agile people. Lots and lots of twirling. And you didn't know that men twirled. Like, twirling is a thing that girls do, but apparently these guys twirl. You're not very good at the twirling, but what you are good at is understanding the metaphysical properties. Now, Azim is leading this ritual, and it is literally a magical ritual, which again is ironic because he's a mage slayer and they hate mages, but I guess that hypocrisy is just the way their culture is. This guy is an eldritch knight, or he is a fighter mage of some sort. He's a warrior and a spellcaster to a lesser degree. Just like yourself, and he uses these magical powers to enhance his ability to fight other magicians. So he gives himself some mage armor, and he gives the group a kind of a blessing. It's not a real blessing, but he goes through the motions of the blessing. And you can see that the kata that he's undergoing is invokes some abjuration, some magical protection, and I guess it just leaves you wondering what other secrets the mage slayers might have. But if you want mage armor, you're granted it.
Oh no, I'm good.
No worries. So the enchantment is laid upon you as part of the dance. But you've got your own armor, so nonetheless, you're protected by the Tempest, by the battle god Tempest, and they are prepared. They are ready to enact their lure.
Basically, all I'm doing is kind of rolling a coin between my fingers. You know how people can do that?
Yeah.
Doing that, and like kind of a blessing to Timora for good luck.
The Badin see that, and they do the same blessing as you. They use a different name for Timora, but evidently they've got the same little sign of the cross, hand symbol, whatever it is you do with your little token gesture to your goddess. They do the same one. They have the same religion. They just follow different aspects of Timora. And one of them says to you in the common tongue, "Good luck."
Oh, very.
Gives you the OK symbol.
Braxton is going to say a prayer to Shantae.
Is there anything you ask or offer?
Ask for protection for the group and these Badin.
They're suspicious of your ritual. They don't know your ritual. They don't know your goddess, and so they're a bit suspicious of her.
That's all right.
So what were you saying further? Sorry.
No, that's basically all. Asking for protection for the group and for the Badin.
Yeah. Yeah, they watch you as if you might be invoking some kind of curse, but they give you the benefit of the doubt. Any special preparations, Vicious?
Just cleaning my guns real quick, making sure they're not gonna malfunction in the middle of battle. Maybe put some water and mix up some dirt over my clothes, try to blend in with the rocks better.
Good. Tell us about the vantage point that you've got. You've got your pick of different spots here. So how high are you, and what cover have you got? Those sort of things. What's your spot look like?
I picked I guess like a tall, flat stone, enough where I just can lay down and just blend up top, or they can't see me unless I peek my head up.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. I think we're ready to begin.
I'll be over on this side.
Excellent. Yeah, put yourselves where you want to be, because the Badin, you can see the sand cloud that they're stirring up as they rush between this pass. They're coming from over here, and they're rushing this direction. So at around about probably close to high sun, actually, probably close to the heat of the day. You can see a larger sandstorm kicked up by the hooves of the Badin is thicker through what is already a fairly minor sandstorm. Ever since you've arrived in this sea of sand, this particular area where the sand is so fine and so loose, your eyes are stinging, and it gets caught in your nose and in your mouth. There's a constant haze which is affecting your vision to a small degree. Occasionally you can see for hundreds of feet, and then the storm kicks up briefly and you can barely see 30 feet in front of your face. But right now it's relatively clear. You can see a couple of hundred feet in all directions, even through the haze, and so it's obvious that the Badin are coming. These will be your last moments to prepare. Are you ready?
I take some cloth or something, or maybe a bit of my cloak, and I wrap it around my head to try and shield myself from any sand that's kicked up or anything. Like my mouth and my nose and my just around that area.
You look like the Badin.
Yeah, Braxton is going to do something similar, and once he sees the Badin go past, he is going to cast Bless on himself and curse.
Excellent.
Wow.
H's blessing is upon you.
I'm just drawing my bow.
You're ready to go. The vision should be clear enough at the moment that 100 feet you're not going to be obscured at all. It's really the perfect range. Yeah. The Badin run, or their horses gallop rather. And they, as they do, they pepper them with arrows in trailing, agitating and annoying the Zentarum more than actually harming them. they kick their horses through the sands, and their horses are pretty well adapted to these sort of conditions. And so they've made it a fair way away by the time the Zentarum have appeared on fully on the map, and they do so in a column rather than any particularly tactical approach. It seems that they're struggling to keep up with one of their leaders, the Angel, who is charging up ahead. And the priestess is trying to match the Angel, and there's an ogre bodyguard presumably at her side. Vesper Vane leads the rear of this command group, followed by a pair of ogres carrying chests, some crossbows, and finally the phalanx, the halberdiers in the rear. So their positioning is not really fit for an open battle, but then again, they are of course just in pursuit. Who would like to take care of the Bedine?
I will.
Excellent. You may roll their initiative.
Is there a?
Yeah, there's a character sheet. Beasts and monsters.
If you select the token on the ground and press Alt and then double click, it'll bring the character sheet straight up. Does it for your own character. Highlight your token, Alt, and double
shit,
click.
that's cool.
Isn't it? It's good. Like, I didn't know that until like a freaking month ago or something. It's so useful. Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
I feel so proud to have told you all this. Like, I'm so happy.
Like,
I feel like you've told us this before and we just forgot.
as a DM, you've just made my life so much easier.
We need it so much. Hey, like, it saves minutes, literal minutes.
Back to rolling my regular initiative.
Can Vesper?
Go Vesper. He knows. He knows what he wants. He's living today.
2 nat 20s.
Damn. I guess we'll only attack him if he.
There we go. That's better. I guess. Well, he doesn't know we're here at this moment.
Yep.
True.
And he's going first, unless we. Well, no, maybe not.
Vesper.
I guess we'll see if he can assume this is the ambush that we set.
James.
Oh God.
Okay, go ahead and get all of your natural 20s out of the way, Arctic.
Yeah. Seriously, burn them all now.
I'm not used to winning initiative. I don't know what to do now.
How many Bedine archers are there?
There's 5 of them, but they operate as a single block, basically.
I'm talking about attacks.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, 5 attacks, or 10, I think, maybe.
Yeah,
it says multi-attack. 2 scimitar attacks. That mean they only make 1 shortbow attack.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. All right. So Vesper Vane. Let's see what he does. He's not a stupid guy, right? Not particularly smart, but he's not stupid. And so he looks around and sees that he's passing between a pair of stone columns, and he can see that the Zentarum are just charging headlong, following this angel that he doesn't have a lot of respect for in the first place. And let's give him a wisdom saving throw and see. This is basically his insight check. Okay. Vesper Vane is thinking, well, I don't see the enemy, so I guess everything's good. And let's see what he can do. Good old Vesper Vane trick. He knows this one. He's going to turn himself invisible.
Good call. Good call.
Not bad, hey.
Only he wasn't standing in sand.
Yeah, it doesn't help him.
Yeah.
And I cannot see him right now, correct? I
No.
didn't see. I'm behind the rock, so I didn't see him do that.
No, that's right. Like your positioning, I think that like you're deliberately, by the look of it, you're trying to hide.
I could see it though, right?
By the look of it, again, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It is a bit hard to determine, but it seems to me that way. Yeah. Vicious, you on the other hand have an excellent shot. You've positioned yourself for this perfectly. Even if they were looking for you, they'd have a damn hard time spotting you, and at the moment they're not. So you are an assassin. What do you do?
I'm gonna carefully aim my rifle at the Celestial. I'm gonna spend 3 grit points on for violent shot. And I'm gonna hope that this hits.
He's hidden, so he has advantage, right?
You do. But his armor shines in the sunlight, and so you're expecting it to be a difficult shot. But fortunately, with such precision, you burst straight through the plate and have struck him in the chest. Oh,
That's
shit!
gonna hurt.
Damn.
Ow. That's a violent shot for you.
Yeah, that was brutal. And it almost stops him in his tracks. You see him tumble and roll, and there's just this dust cloud. But when the dust clears, he's lost none of his momentum. In spite of somersaulting in full plate, he gets back up and just keeps charging. All right. Unsure what's going on, but realizing that this is clearly an ambush. The angel looks around and tries to determine exactly what's going on. He sees a small cloud of gun smoke rising from the column and points in that direction, and commands this ogre here to go and destroy whatever it should find over there. And so the ogre is now encouraged by this words, and likewise, choosing not to follow the Bedine any further, the angel moves south. The armored ogres drop their treasure chest and wait for orders. The priestess commands 1 forward and 1 down, and the angel's already commanded the other one to go down. They have their javelins, and so this one moves his 30 feet. He approaches his target, which is the gun smoke, and launches a javelin up at Vicious. But it's a difficult shot for him. He's going to have to volley it from down on the sand, volley up, and then make it come down. The javelins are designed to do that, but it's still not an easy shot, so he has disadvantage on his attack. Fortunately, however, he also has the encouragement of the commander, who helps direct his strike. So this is a javelin at disadvantage. That's pretty good. I did, yeah, thankfully. And I don't think he really needs to be told exactly where to plan it. I'm gonna accept that the 24 probably hits.
Yeah, it hits.
17 points of damage. As this perfectly thrown javelin sails through the air, reaches its apex, and then turns at a 45-degree angle the way javelins so magically do when they tilt right at their apex, at their zenith. Comes straight down, bam, and pins you to the stone below, like a fly in a collector's jar. This ogre moves forward and likewise launches his javelin at the only target he can see. You've got +2 to your armor class due to you're in some sort of rocky cover there. There's like rocky outcroppings here and there, and I imagine that you would have chosen some level of protection if it was available. That's my expectation. And he launches his javelin with the trained precision that the Zentarum instill in their soldiers, and it's a devastating blow. 13 points.
So I had +2. I had +2 to AC, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that's 19. And he did not have disadvantage.
He does, actually, because of the range. The range is only 30 to 120, so that's more than 30. Just. Oh, God, only just. No, well, in that case, it's not. Because that's... Well, I'll turn the grid on. Can't really see it. One... Where does he launch it from? Does it go from there?
Yeah, I think it goes from the token.
Okay, cool. It's out of range, so yeah, it's a disadvantage. It's a 23. Does that hit?
Not if I do this.
Excellent.
That would bring me to a 24.
Beautiful. And so your arcane protection, drawing on the force field that already surrounds you, that the Badine blessed you with, you enhance that and pull forward a magic shield. The javelin falls to your feet. And finally, the other ogre simply charges into battle. They're slowed down, these ogres, by their armor, not able to run quite as fast as their savage kin can run. All right, Ubo, you're in a good position. What do you do?
Ubo is going to emerge from the sand, flying into a rage and charging at the end. Can you hear me there?
Yeah.
Having problems with my headset.
Yeah,
and then I shall... Oh no, I won't reckless attack or normally attack.
You take him by surprise, but he's clearly a trained warrior, and he blocks you with his magical blade with ease. The battle has begun, Braxton.
Alright. Braxton is just going to step out a bit here. And is going to... Let's see. Yeah, that winged one looks fucked up, so he's going to take a shot at him.
Most of the warriors in this band do. The leaders, not so much, except that, yeah, he does have a gaping hole in his armor. So yeah.
You said most of them back here look fucked up?
Yeah, but essentially, so each of the ogres seems to have some scars, and each of the units are much smaller than you remember. I think there was maybe 10 crossbows and 20 infantry originally. Now there's more like 7 or 8 crossbows and 12 or 15 infantry. So they've when they came out of the Stonewood, they copped a beating, and they haven't yet recovered from that. Not completely, at least. Yeah, the leaders look pretty good up until Vicious put one bullet in one's chest.
All right, and so these forces are all grouped up, right?
Yeah, they are. That's right. They're trying to keep up with the ogres and with their commanders, but they're kind of not really capable of doing so with their sprained ankles and their twisted shoulders.
All right, so I'm gonna aim at one that's central to as many as I can hit, and take a shot at that one.
The crossbows or the halberd?
We're gonna go with crossbows.
All right, they are the smaller group. Yeah.
Okay.
You've seen one of these.
And then in a 10-foot radius around him, explodes with force damage.
Right, so 4 force damage to more or less all of them. That's brutal. Yep. It takes another 2 of them out, and further weakens them as a unit. So 3 of the 8 who entered the battle fall and can travel no further.
And Braxton's going to just step right back.
The priestess, seeing how clearly this trap has unfolded now, let's see. I need to have a look at the range on certain spells. Yeah, that's 60. That's 30. Shield of Faith. That's a when you don't know what else to do, clerics can't go wrong with Shield of Faith.
It's a good fallback.
It is. And she wisely splits the party and chooses to allow Gene to die on his own. Cool.
Alright. So, I am going to pop up out of my concealment, and I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark. I didn't mean to do that. I'm casting Hunter's Mark on the big wing guy.
Excellent.
And then, what I'm going to... let me do a little thing here. I'm just making a little thing for it. I didn't realize I didn't have one.
No worries at all. And I can't think of any Colossus with 1 hit point. That's
no. So I'm going to take a shot with my short bow at him.
It's within short range, 80 feet? Easily, surely.
Why is my short bow not on? The fuck?
There may have been termites. Termites.
No, I'm a dummy, and when I added it to my sheet, I did the proficiency and not the thing.
I hate when I do that. I've done that I don't know how many times.
Oh, that must be...
I guess that hits.
I think so. It does. It penetrates his plate armor.
Alright. For a whopping 15 damage.
It really slows him down. And yeah.
Don't forget your hunter's mark damage.
It's all there. I have all the boxes ticked.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then,
I could only see Colossus Slayer on that.
Yeah. Is that the end of your go?
yeah, I'm just gonna move back.
Ooh.
A little bit, just out of line of sight of those javelin.
Yeah, there's no way they could hit you except through some funky ogre magic.
And then that's it for me.
The knight is the winged knight stumbles and chokes and coughs, and you can see him. So those of you who can still see him, you can see him touch his lip, and he looks down at his gauntlet and sees that he's coughing up blood. And he looks at the arrow lodged into his chest alongside the massive hole in his armor that has been torn through by the tiny pellet. Tore a huge hole, and he licks his own lips as he tastes his blood. Prepares for battle, but it's the Badeen's go.
All right, and then for them, is right off there anywhere off the token? Is that fine? So they're
Yeah,
for the short bow?
yeah,
Okay.
just simply say.
So I'm gonna make 5 shots with the short bows.
2 hits. The arrows just fill him. What's that?
Said hopefully he's not concentrating on anything.
Sure of it. The arrows fill him now, and I've got so many great images of a knight that's filled with arrows through his armor, and he is that. Yeah, that's it. He's Boromir right now, and he's swaying, but he's fighting on. He's fighting on, and you can see the light burn in his eyes as he is determined that he will have his revenge.
Then they disappear behind the rocks.
Beautiful. Oh, this is Zentarum, isn't it? Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. Well, there's not much they can do with their halberds, and so they attempt to run forward, but they are bogged down by these sands, and so the amount of ground that they can make is somewhat limited. But they're rushing forward, creating a wall of steel with their spiritual leader at their vanguard. And Curse, you are the island upon which the sea will break.
Hopefully. Yeah, he will run out this way. Yeah, he will run out this way. Yeah, more that way. I think that's right. Maybe there.
Oh.
And, yeah, keeping his distance, he will shoot a fireball at her.
Excellent.
Or firebolt, not fireball.
I was gonna say.
Oh,
shit!
But I rolled shit for damage.
It strikes her in the face and burns a massive scar on the side of her face. But she does not even flinch.
Savage attacks only counts for melee attacks. Yeah, melee attacks. Alright.
Yeah. You feel a tinge of apprehension, Kursk, as you see the crossbows line you up. But it's Ubo's go.
No, it's the crossbow's goal.
Not Ubo?
No, that's crossbows.
Right.
Yeah, Ubo is still a wall. He's after the ogres.
Right. Oh, for some reason you're in there twice for me. Is he not in there for you as well? It must be an old
Nope.
Yeah, right.
No,
okay,
Ubo is on 13.
Ah, okay. I can see it. Yeah. Yeah, it must be an old file that I didn't clear.
Must have been the one-on-one.
Yeah. That's what it is. It was the centaur battle. I haven't did it.
That's why only Ubo was in there.
Precisely. Yeah. You're absolutely right. And that's within their short range, and so they run up to flank the ogre and protect the chest, perhaps. As they advance, each of these crossbow bolts comes sailing towards Kursk. But fortunately, a handful of the crossbowmen have already been brought low, greatly reducing their numbers down to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I'll shield again, so only the crit hits. No, wait.
17.
Wait, no. The 22 hits too.
Alright, 22 in total. 17 plus 5, 22.
Alright.
They are satisfied with their hail of the crossbows, and they are confident that victory will be theirs soon after they have
22
defeated...
total?
22 total.
Right.
After they have defeated these middling mercenaries, they will drive off the Badine and the victory will be there. Vesper Vane! Vicious.
I drop my rifle and I pull out the javelin that got stuck to me, and I pull out my pistol and I fire at the Celestial.
Very well. The Celestial looks up at you. Oh, and you shoot him straight in the chest. But he looks down. And he still stands, and he laughs and praises Bane.
Can I use my fucking what is it called?
Inspiration?
Yeah, inspiration.
You're DM fucking. That's exactly what it is.
Can I use the inspiration for that?
Absolutely. But when he looks down and he touches it again and he realizes that the bullet has gone through.
And then I'll use an action surge for a second shot.
So this time he is slain. How does your combination of blows kill this thing?
Like the first shot seems kind of shaky, but I managed to get it off after pulling the javelin out, and then after I gain my confidence, I aim straight right at his head and get a clean shot, and I blow the smoke out the barrel, and I spin the gun on my finger.
It's high noon.
He drops his sword, his huge great sword, into the sand, and it glows in the noonday sun like a radiant star all on it. He looks towards the northeast. He looks towards Mithranor, and he says a word that only our turtle will hear. 2 words. Mithranor. He died. Furious, filled with anger, filled with hatred, the ogres bear down upon the turtle, blaming him for their angel's death. With great swords trained in Zental Keep. Does a 20 hit?
I just need to check because my AC says 23, but I think that was including a spell.
Right.
Yeah, that
Shield
was
of
with
faith.
Yeah, my AC is 20.
Alright, trained as they are in the fighting pits of Zental Keep, these armored ogres swing with proficiency, with accuracy, and your bones are broken as badly as your flesh is hacked. 33 damage.
Right, 7
Reduced.
16.
Oh, alright.
I mean 9 and 7, yeah.
Very
Thank God for rage, am I right?
Yeah.
Anyway, the ogre charges to Braxton and launches his last javelin before arriving in hand-to-hand. 8.
Oh, God damn it. The one that had all my HP on it is gone. 1 second.
No good. Ubo, you are surrounded.
Ubo will strike out at the ogre on the left.
They both look pretty badly injured. Or not so badly, really. You know, they both look like they suffered injuries days ago and they've now healed from the worst of them. But the 20? Ooh, a 20 will do it, surely. It does. Their plate is not complete, it's just pieces of plate. And so it's not as effective as a true plate armor.
13 points.
Alright. It's a savage blow, but you cut only into their meat and don't yet harm their bone or their vital organ. Braxton, you have a history of combat with creatures larger than you.
Alrighty. Well, Braxton is going to... 1 second here. Drop his bow and pull out his longsword. Just step in and give this thing a slice.
The ogre has yet to draw its sword, and so with no weapon to parry with, you are easily able to cut underneath its folds of armor and into its folds of flesh. And yet this ogre, although battle scarred like the rest of them, has recovered from most of his wounds. So the fresh injury that you have given him is the only blood that he is weak.
Fun.
Now the priest. Okay. Sensing that the half-orc would be a dangerous combatant indeed, half-orcs often are, after all, the turtle is not only too far away to worry about, but it looks like it'll be taking care of the ogres. The poor boy fighting the armored ogre, he will be trampled underfoot soon enough. The half-orc, on the other hand, it seems like it could be a threat. And so she points at you and calls upon her faith in vain, her love, her true love for her god, and asks that he hold this half-orc in place low enough for her to have her retribution upon. Wisdom saving throw on curse. How do you slip through this demand by a god himself?
Pain holds no sway over me. What?
He will hold sway over you soon enough.
Using magic on a follower of the goddess of magic. How foolish.
I will hold you in chains physical soon.
Alright. So, I'm gonna pop out a little bit here. Get a little more into the fray. I'm gonna move my hunter's mark to this dude on the left there.
Excellent.
On the left or on the right?
The other left, yeah, the right one. Yeah, that guy. And then fire away with my short bow. Assuming that hits.
Does.
Big ol' 18.
Excellent. It's a colossal blow, but not yet enough to slay. This one has old wounds like the rest of them, perhaps worse than the others, maybe. But yours is the first fresh wound that has been drawn.
Alright, and that's all she wrote.
The Badine.
The Badine are going to ride out again and then shoot the same guy.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, armor class is 16. Alright, a few arrows land in him, but the horses are panicking in the presence of these ogres, and they're causing the Badine to not be able to get their shots off as accurately as they might, and so the ogre fights. Okay. You are in hand-to-hand combat with no less than 14 men. But fortunately, you have set yourself to receive their charge. It's your go.
Oh.
Well, they dashed, and that's as much as
They dashed? Okay.
Yeah, they dashed.
So I guess since I'm this close, well, first things first, I'm gonna second one. Because I took a few crossbow bolts. I'm not looking too good. Oh, that's perfect. Right, looking much better now. And since I'm clustered up with all these fuckboys, why not use, maybe this new spell I got called Green Flame Blade.
Perfecto.
So, yeah, and I'm Action Surgeon too. I'm going to do that, so I'm going to get 2 attacks. So I'll do separate attacks on 2 guys, and then have the fire damage go off on the 2 other guys.
Yeah, okay, sure.
And
The fire just jumps to a second target.
yeah, the fire just jumps to a second. It's 2 damage. But yeah.
Cool. Alright, they're only fairly lightly armoured, being desert troops as they are and being required to move fairly fast. They don't have the plates of their commanders or even of the ogres. Unfortunately, they do have chain shirts underneath their cloaks, and so you cut into their robes and are disappointed to feel the bite of steel. And but at least one of those blows penetrates, and the green flame certainly leaps. You take down 2, but you're still fighting a dozen men. The crossbows cannot fire upon Kursk, and it's also difficult for them to fire upon Braxton, though they could do it. Likewise, they could target Ubo, but this is all of this is quite challenging. Perhaps the best targets then would be either the Badine or the assassin himself. And the Badine are going to be a more obvious target for a group of men. So they will move in to get a better shot. And then fire. Well, they can stay back a little bit further. And fire upon the Badine. 5 crossbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
2 hits.
Here's the natural ones.
9 and 6. What's their base hit points? Does it say there?
Oh, it says 58.
Oh shit! These guys are experienced. Yeah, right. So yeah, they cop a couple of arrows and they get caught up in the robes and maybe draw a little bit of blood. But these are hardened soldiers and the elite of the desert cavalry. And a lone arrow is not even enough to slow them down, let alone to take them out. Where's Vesper Vane? Vane! Where are you? But Vesper Vane is nowhere to be found. Vicious.
I'm going to scoot closer to the edge with confidence and point my pistol to the ogre to the left of Ubo. And spin a grit point on violent shot and fire.
Run straight into him. The ogre is swaying. He appears to be in his death throes. Fights on with reckless abandon. That reckless abandon is directed at Ubo. 1, 2. It's a huge hit, one that should take your head off, and yet all it does is chip your shell.
There's the one attacking me.
Oh, thank you.
As much as I wanted to not attack me.
Indeed. With 2 hands on its blade, it brings down an overhead attack using full velocity to try to cleave you in twain. 17 will do
That's
it.
gonna miss. Fucking 18. Thank you, Shantae.
Indeed. It just bounces off your chain and sparks, and instead he wedges his blade 18 inches into the sand.
It's literally the +1 chain shirt that did it.
The blessing of love.
Alright.
Ubo.
So... Oh yeah, it's Ubo first, never mind.
Yep. Turtle. Are you muted?
Not muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Yeah, that attack is on the one on the.
he is swaying. He is swaying around, and you feel that. Oh, his armor class is 16. How do you finish him? We've lost you again, yeah. The armor is broken by the brutality of your blow.
He's lighting up, but I can't hear him.
Hang on, is that working now?
Yep.
Bingo.
Yeah, no, I changed my audio drivers recently and it's been having problems.
Alright, so how does he die?
Ubo's still concerned about the other one right behind him, so he's kind of getting his blows out quickly, peering over his shoulder, trying to keep his shell lined up with the other one, so it's more of a kind of rushed, probably not directly aimed at anything, more just cleaving into his midsection with the axe.
Crunch.
Keep hitting him till he stops moving, and then turn around to the other one.
Ooh, the piecemeal armor digs into his own flesh and lodges into it like some industrial accident. And Braxton, you are fighting a man who towers over you, a beast that towers over you. Its sword is longer than you are.
Braxton's just gonna smile up at it and keep on swinging.
But you're not going to break through with blows that strong. You need to bring more to bear than this.
Yep. Just kind of dinks up and he's like, oops.
Alright. The priestess. Okay. Okay. It looks like this turtle has proven to be a much greater threat than she'd anticipated it ever could be. And so, if it doesn't break, then the battle will be lost. And so, I keep trying to grab there we go. And so, just a little bit out of range. All that she can draw upon, for the moment at least, is another command telling Ubo to halt where he stands and to move no further. Wisdom saving throw.
Oof.
You feel yourself seize up, and you suddenly are frozen like a fish caught in a lake in wintertime.
Don't worry, I got you, buddy.
Comical.
All right. So just keeping cool under pressure.
Indeed.
I'm just gonna transfer my hunter's mark to the other ogre and do the old short bow Reno.
It's very effective.
Very effective, yeah. All right, and then I'm in my turn there, and now the Badine.
Yeah, the ogre looks down at the arrow that's lodged into his shoulder and just grunts and ignores as he focuses his rage upon the turtle.
All right. So the Badine, seeing magic being used in combat, are incensed and rush. Here, I guess I'm gonna go right there and rush the priestess and surround her, and then just
She calls upon Bane to protect her.
Strike mercilessly. So there's 5 of them that each make 2 scimitar attacks. Correct?
That is correct.
Ooh.
All right, so that's 10.
Armor class is 18.
So there's 18 hits. That right?
Correct.
If you hit the okay.
6 hits. And is it a +5 to her concentration per hit or for each hit? Like there's a concentration check after each hit.
Yeah, each hit, so that'll be DC 10 most likely each time. 15, 19, 25.
But then
31,
wouldn't it be 15? Wouldn't it be 15 because of the Mage Slayer?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it would be 15. Totally would be, because I forgot that in Mage Slayer. But when you trample her underfoot, yeah, it makes
a little difference.
Ha ha!
Farewell, Kursk.
Hibbity bibbity bibbity boobity. They cheer.
They no longer have any leaders. They immediately make a morale check. But they pass.
Farewell,
They are
Kursk.
fighting on for the good of for the glory of Bane. They will impress him this one last time.
I'm preemptively using shield for my last spell slot.
Good idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What a
7,
perfect song to be
8,
playing right now when
9,
you said
so
that.
good.
10, 11, 12.
Wait. Is that all?
Is that it? 1, 2,
All of the
3,
miss.
4, 5,
All of the miss.
6, 7,
My armor class is 22.
10. There might be 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 2 more. 11, 12. Mistra.
Now they're shitting themselves.
Yeah,
They
I
the
just
DC for morale is higher now.
yeah, I just trying the best I can because I don't know how this is going to go when it starts. But as soon as I start shaking off every single one of their attacks, I just kind of start having fun with it a little bit. And once they stop and catch a breath, I just kind of pop my neck muscles, and I want to can I try to intimidate them to get them to run?
Absolutely. I see this as those kung fu movies where they just grab their quarterstaff and block, 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 and they just keep just almost falling comically off it. Yeah, make an intimidate check. That'll be the DC of their morale. Alright, and
I want to use inspiration on this just in case.
go ahead.
Much
Ooh, they passed the save. It's the DC is set by your roll and they get a 17.
Okay.
So
they barely hang on.
They barely hang on. They want to break away. They look around and they look behind them and they look at the horse archers and what use is there in running? What use? This is the end. And they either die now or they die in 30 seconds time, and if they die now, then at least Bane might forgive. And the crossbows have little choice but to fire directly into the target that's in front of them, knowing that if this does not bring them down, then nothing will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's 3 hits.
18,
So,
6,
18.
23.
Do
Has
you
it
want,
been
like...
Has it been enough to reduce to fell one of them yet?
I don't know. I mean,
I
it
don't
says they
think
have
so.
58. So
I have 58. I don't think it is.
each have 58?
They each have 58. That's right. They're all each of them are
yeah.
veterans. So yeah.
Yeah, no, not even close.
Yeah, each is a challenge rating 3
What
unit.
was that, 20 something? 20?
Yeah, 24. So they're starting to get wounded, and maybe one of their horses falls, and so the Badine tumbles off, and his horse is slain. But he rolls out and is out of the battle. But the rest of them are still at full strength.
So I'm down to 4 now?
Down to 4. That's
Okay.
vicious.
I'm going to shoot the ogre that's right in front of me.
Bam! The bolt or the bullet strikes him in the pauldron and bounces off. They're wasting no time. He counterattacks into the turtle.
And that will miss.
And Braxton.
Thank you.
Yep.
Another overhead attack as it wrenches it out of the sand and sprays sand all over your face and then brings it down again with full force.
Eat a dick!
Not enough.
Pocket sand, shashaw!
This lumbering creature, Ubo, is tiring.
Ubo wants to kill another one.
Slowly you're bringing it down. It's losing its will to fight, but where will it go in this sand, in this heat? Just a word.
Alright. Oh, another attack. It's 15 hit?
Oh, it does not break through their armor. It's close, but it breaks off maybe a piece of their armor, but does not break through it.
Fuck.
The battle continues, while Delora explains her failure and her faith and her love to a merciless God. Hold the cool.
Second first, same as the first. Boo, hiss.
Not quite.
You want to use your inspiration?
I do, thank you. What the fuck?
Poo.
Timur is not on my side, man.
Not
Be
today.
like that sometimes.
But with that, I am going to... He's gonna forsake his short bow and close the distance.
Getting in there. The ogre thinks you are foolish and directs his attack towards you since this freaking turtle won't die.
Alright, and then my Badine horse archers are gonna say, hey, fuck your archers too. And then,
this is brutal. Just brutal.
Whoops.
Ramble.
Yeah, so they each make 17,000 attacks.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's not even fair.
They are just ramp.
So that's 8 right there. I'm not even gonna bother rolling the damage because I bet they're all dead.
They are just destroyed. It's like those epic cavalry charges against peasant archers. It just
That was my exact idea. I think that was only like 10 feet of movement too.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And then they are going to... I guess they'll leave... let's just say... Yeah, 50.
They probably would
Anyway,
not
I want to... exactly, I don't want to play them like... I want to play them like actual horse cavalry.
Yeah, that's right.
They're not going to go straight into melee.
No, they're just gonna pull straight out right there.
Excellent.
Skirmish cab for the win.
Exactly.
These Zentarum, they're fighting to the death at this stage.
Farewell,
That's right.
Kursk.
That's right. Here come the halberds. And they're still a force of 12, aren't they?
Yep, because I didn't attack last turn like a dummy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
No, it's not, because I started my turn right after.
Oh shit, you're right, yeah.
Yeah,
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Might still be up.
How much is that? I can't add.
15, 21, 31, 39.
Yep, I'm done.
At what point?
You have your half work thing.
The last attack would take me down. Yeah. So I'm at 1 hit point.
They're terrified.
Because you had 37 and that was 39.
Holy shit. Yep, they took me that time. But I bounced back up and one last time reach out with green flame.
Literally pissing themselves.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Yeah, alright. So you, there's little that you can do as in retaliation as you are wailed upon by men from all directions. Who are only able to attack you so many times due to the fact that they have such long-range weapons, like 10-foot reach weapons. I
have a 10-foot reach weapon too.
Good. Vicious.
I'm going to see Curse and Trouble in the distance and aim my pistol at one of the soldiers attacking him. Shazah.
Roll for damage, alright. So how do you kill two at once? Describe that.
I guess they're just like the gods and luck just had favor on me because two just line up perfectly and a bullet just goes through both of their necks at the same time.
They are just terrorized now, absolutely terrorized. The armored ogre delivers his wrath upon the halfling, figuring that he might be easier to kill than the turtle. He is not easier to kill than the turtle.
Timora.
Baby, baby, baby.
Indeed, that's right. Luck comes and goes in waves. Braxton.
Don't forget about me. Yeah.
This one attempts to bring your head off rather than cleave you in twain.
That one will hit.
Whoa.
Damn.
Okay, ow.
You are bleeding extensively from the neck, and he is disappointed that he did not take you off. Your head off with his swing.
Still maintain the bless though.
Blessing indeed. Ubo, this creature shakes before you. It's vulnerable, but determined to die heroically.
Oh, by the way, I just realized, because I've never played this subclass before, I forgot about it, but if it's attacking anyone other than me, it's a disadvantage.
Ah, good call.
So yeah,
I didn't know
it's
that.
disadvantage on the halfling.
Excellent. I will take the 20 rather than the 7.
Oh, yeah.
Hacking away, but as you try to impose yourself and get in the way, you're unable to deliver that decisive finishing. Braxton, you are being defeated. This ogre is winning it victorious over you.
Braxton's just going to like get back to his feet and just spit blood to the side. Second wind.
Get as much as you can get.
Slap his chest. That was kind of shitty.
Alright.
It should be plus your spellcasting modifier.
It already is.
Oh my god.
Remember, you're a fighter with second wind or actions.
I know.
Okay.
And so he's gonna action surge. And just pop his neck. And go and now try and attack.
You unleash and break through its armor. It
Weak ass damage.
rattles it, but it is not a grievous injury.
Farewell, Braxton.
Alright. I'm just gonna notice that this guy is a big piece of shit. And I'm gonna like dart around, kinda like, ooh, you gonna get me? You gonna get me? And then I'm gonna attack him twice with my short sword. Because I am wielding two. And I have two-handed fight.
The first one will drive deep. Okay.
15.
15 finishes him off. How does he die?
I'm like darting around his feet, and I just stab him right up into his groin. Because I'm 3 feet tall.
Ooh, you
It's like right up into his taint.
the pain is paralyzing, and death is mercifully swift.
And then I tap him going back. Like, we gotta go over there. And then I'm just gonna use my movement.
Yeah.
Alright, so the Badine are gonna attack the infantry.
Yeah.
They're gonna be smart about it though.
Okay. The infantry armor class is 14. Only 4 now. One's fallen off his horse. So 2 hits.
Yeah.
Middling damage though, and only enough to bring down a single soldier. But with all their leaders dead, but they could still possibly win this victory, couldn't they? And flee. If they can kill Curse, then that'll give them an opportunity to run. So they fight.
Farewell.
That hit?
That hits. Yeah, that hits. I'm dead.
Rest in pepperonis.
Mr. What the fuck?
What's your AC?
17. Yeah, I'm dead.
Crunch, trample, underfoot. And now with what they think is going to be an escape route, they run. But the sand slows them down.
You're like proper dead, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's 4 death saving throws failed.
Well. Kalimvor sits at his desk, reading through the story of your life, interested in every page, particularly stricken by what he sees on the final few pages. And when he reaches the end and you see your heart weighed up against scales and a feather, on scales against a feather, he looks at you and scratches his beard thoughtfully. To whom does your soul belong?
What? What? Oh, what? Mistra.
Are you content for your soul to be united with Mistra for all eternity?
Nothing would bring me greater joy.
Tell me why it is that you deserve such an honor.
I could not possibly say what.
Cannot do this. At least tell me what you could offer your mistress for eternity.
Loyalty beyond death, what? And the strength to see it through.
Well, he looks down at the scales, and indeed your heart is considerably lighter than a feather. It would appear to me that you have lived and died according to the tenets that you held true to as a person, and that which is important to your goddess herself. He releases you, and your soul makes its way to that most obscure of planes called Dweomaha. An intensely magical area where some of the greatest scholars, the magicians and sorceresses and illusionists who have ever lived are here gathered. For of all the worlds in the multiverse, of all the worlds, there are few more magical, more intensely arcane than Faerun, than Toril. And Mistra being the goddess of magic of Toril, is her home is the site of some of the most incredible magical events that have ever occurred. So, given that you'll be spending your eternity here, what are some of the events or discoveries or things that you get up to during your eternal life with the greatest magicians who ever lived?
He definitely look into perfecting the mixture of abjuration and evocation magic along with fighting, like physical martial arts. To create, instead, you know how the elves have their blade song and stuff like that? It's more elegant and more elegant. He wants to make something similar to, not brutish, but definitely more straightforward and more metal, basically more orcish in if we're gonna, like an orcish kind of blade song, but it focuses on perfecting the mixture of evocation and abjuration along with martial arts.
Yes,
absolutely. And although it takes you countless lifetimes, you achieve your goal. Vicious. You see a half-orc, that noble half-orc, what get trampled underfoot and cut to pieces by halberds, and the earth shakes like there's a tremor or something. And that was just me.
I scream, no, and I kind of just charge. Let's see how much I can run.
Remember, you've got a pretty good drop.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jump off and take a shot. Do I need a athletics roll?
Yeah, that's right, as you land on the soft sand below. No worries. Into the fleeing murderers.
Yeah, I'm running and firing basically at the murderers.
You take another one down and he falls, and the other ones squeal and scream as they try to run faster. As being the last combatant, this ogre also tries to break, but he too has an opponent in front of him and chooses to cut him down in order to get him out of the way. But instead, he loses his blade. And when his blade is tossed to one side, he simply flees. You get an attack of opportunity if you wish, Brax.
Fuck yeah, I do.
Oh, breaks through the armor at last. And the ogre roars with agony. Stumbles and keeps running. Ubo.
Uh-oh. No more Ubo.
No more Ubo! Ubo.
Fuck, did it cut out again?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Yeah. Ubo's not gonna bother chasing because they're running away and they're already too far away, and he's kind of staring at the back of this halfling that stole his kill, so he's kind of dissatisfied. Swings his axe one more time at the dead ogre. Like, yeah, well, I got the final hit on it.
It was probably still alive. Yeah. Now it's dead.
Yeah, and it'll start to come down and come out of his raid.
Like Gimli. Or no, was it Legolas that did that after Helm's Deep?
I don't know, I mean, it sounds like something Gimli would do, because Gimli's a petty dwarf and Legolas was an elegant elf.
Race? Or accident?
Braxton not wanting to deal with chasing after those fucks, because that fucking hurt. Let the Badine harry them and just slowly plink away at them. This is literally what they're fucking made for at this point.
Exactly.
So he's going to walk over this direction and cast see invisibility.
What's the range on it?
120 feet.
Well, in that case, you notice an individual in robes who has picked up a chest and is having trouble carrying this chest by themselves.
I noticed that it disappeared.
Alright, Cole McCool, why don't you tell us how this story ends?
Alright. So, Colmes is gonna fire another arrow over towards the ogre. Just try to get him while he's running away. But then just the Badine are just gonna weave in and out and constantly just pepper all of these dudes with arrows until there's one left.
At around about 4 or 5, they surrender to the Badine, show no mercy, and still whittle them down to 1.
Yes.
Yeah, they just murdered the person who was interested in their dervish stuff and took part in their...
Yeah. So that's a valid...
Justice for Kursk.
Are the Badine the type to take a prisoner of a Zentarum, or would they just kill them all?
You use your Afghanistan thoughts,
They would just kill them all.
there's not many times when it's worth it, you know, like another mouse to feed, and
it's just a foot soldier. Yeah, they're just gonna,
you know, there's just no benefit.
They're gonna play with him. They're gonna let him continue to run away, and just sink arrows like near him until finally he's like coming over another dune, thinking, "Oh, I can get away," and then right in the back of the neck.
And just as you're about to launch that last arrow, a giant antlion snaps up out of the sand and eats him and drags him underneath.
There we go. And then they come back.
When they return,
but they're gonna come from this direction because they kind of looped around.
Beautiful, yeah, and they find nothing. And Azim falls off his horse, and gets down beside the corpse. I would have made you my son. He unwraps his own bandages, his own, vestments, so that he can bind this corpse and protect it from the sun and prepare it for a proper Badine burial here in it.
He's talking about Curse, right?
He's talking about Curse.
Braxton is going to walk over to Calm and just kind of whisper in his ear. Well, first to him and then to Vicious. Vespers by the chest.
He's struggling with it, doing his best, but it's not easy.
I'm gonna walk over, but I'm gonna sink an arrow into the chest.
He drops it straight on the ground. And turns visible. My friends, congratulations!
Just as planned, huh?
Just as planned. Excellent work.
I'm gonna shoot him in the knee.
Mercy, friends, mercy. The treasure is all yours. I merely wish a chance to be part of your magnificent society.
You truly are a coward, aren't you?
I am, sir. I am truly a coward, and cowards can be relied upon. We have not the spine for treachery.
And I've not the stomach for cowards.
Then I can learn to be brave. I can learn courage and tenacity.
I'm gonna call over to his name Vazim, right?
Vesper Vane.
No.
Azim, yeah.
Azim.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call over to Azim.
Azim's like wrapping the body. But one of the men will come over to you while he continues the ritual, or you can go all the way over to him and speak to him while he prepares the corpse.
I think we'll wait for our desert friend here to decide what to do with you. Why don't you just have a seat there right on that chest?
I wonder what the Mage Slayer's gonna do with the mage.
My thoughts exactly.
Alright.
Just wait for Azim to finish.
Excellent.
Respectfully, because our friend just died.
Yeah. So is that what we do? We wait for the preparations to be done, the embalming?
Yeah, let him
is
sweat.
he like
Let him sweat.
embalming entirely?
Not exactly. Like, he's not going through the mummy process, but he is wrapping him in bandages, and that's, it's certainly more than 10-minute ritual.
Yeah, like he said, he's a coward, so he's not going to do anything.
He's not going to.
Especially
let him sweat.
Yeah, he's in the Badine at this point. The remainder have just surrounded him.
Yeah.
So Braxton is going to go loot Delora and John? Jean?
Yeah.
Jean.
Ginavon, I think his name is. Yeah, absolutely. So let's have a look. I just closed their sheets foolishly. First of all, Ginavon has armor, as you know, plate armor. So that in alone is quite valuable. Delora, the priestess, likewise has her armor, and her armor is a chain shirt, but she also has a shield that is ornate, like a Bainite shield, well decorated and runed with infernal runes. But it's really the sword that the angel carries, that John of Vaughan carries. This tremendous great sword that seems to be made of mithril and of gold, or of silver and of gold. That would probably take your eye. Though the shield as well, if it were not dedicated to Bane, would be a mastercraft, a piece of black and red steel as well.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to look over the shield,
both.
or the sword.
No worries. With you don't have identify though, do you?
No, I don't think any of us have identified.
Cool. Make an Arcana check or history.
All right. Same roll either way.
Make it a religion check actually, or is that the same roll again?
Nope, religion will actually be higher. 1 second.
Yeah, so make a separate religion check.
Yeah, I will call upon Shantae for guidance.
Yeah, cool. Beautiful. So, the powers of this sword are unknown to you, but it's a relatively powerful sword, and it's not earth-breaking, but it's like the Gladius Gloriana. It's one of those kind of iconic weapons. Only this one has some sort of tragic story behind it. You can tell that it was forged nowhere else but Mount Celestia. This blade was forged in heaven. It's a heavenly sword, but you can tell by the damage and the burn marks, the corrosion that it suffered, that it's endured some kind of curse. This is the famous blade of fallen angels. Whose history is complex, but it's tied to Mithranor and a particular celestial who was cursed there, called Malkazid. It's a long story, and I don't actually even know it that well, but essentially this there was a planetar, a really powerful celestial that got very selfish and ultimately betrayed heaven, and this was his blade once upon a time.
Did the guy have a sheath for it?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, sheath on his back.
So Braxton will sheath it and wear it on his back, or put it on his back to keep it safe for now. Not gonna let that get really anywhere out of sight for the time being, because no, that's not going anywhere.
Yeah. As for the shield is dedicated to Bane. Probably has some sort of powerful effect for those who have faith in the Dark Lord.
Yeah, Braxton wants nothing to do with it.
It is a religious icon. Whatever magic powers it might have, it remains a holy symbol. It's a holy symbol.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Also,
I'm not especially devout.
gonna look inside the chest just for fun.
I like when I hear artifact, I'm like, ooh, okay, that's gonna be worth some money. I don't care who you worship.
There'd be no doubt that it will be worth some money. The chest is locked, but you get it open soon enough. There's no trap on it. Yeah.
I'm assuming one of them had the key.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. And you assume correctly. So these are big numbers. This is a big chest. Like you might recall, it took 2 ogres to carry this chest, right? And so how Vesper Vane thought he might possibly carry it is just... He's never going to get anywhere. He's never going to get anywhere at all. It is far too heavy for any man to carry. And so, these are the dice that I want you to roll. So that's 5,082 gold pieces, 410 diamonds, and 50 bottles of ale, in addition to a spear, a blade, and a gauntlet, all of which are enchanted with runes.
Oof. Well then, boys.
Well,
Seems like you have more money for the war chest.
Gloriana should be a lot better off money-wise for a while.
$410 diamonds? How much are the diamonds? Are they large diamonds or?
Make an investigation roll to estimate their value.
I mean,
Oh, that's intimidating.
it's
I get to reroll that because I am a halfling.
Good call.
That is
Diamonds are traditionally worth about 1,000 gold.
Holy fuck.
That's a pretty standard price for a diamond. Like, small ones are only 100. But, you know, who wants a small diamond?
Even if they're 100, that's... Jesus.
yeah. I mean, I was gonna say, so yeah, it is a lot of money and everything. They had 2 ogres to carry the chest. How are we gonna carry it?
Well,
You have a
boys,
free horse now.
I feel we may have to share this wealth.
The gold pieces are not marked with any king, nor any government or anything like that.
What else there was a gauntlet, a spear, and what?
A gauntlet, a spear, and a blade.
Is it a large blade? Is it a short
A
sword?
scimitar.
Long sword?
Scimitar.
Scimitar.
Yeah. The Badine want none of this.
Well,
Which surprises the Badine, but Azim wants none of this, and the Badine are like, Chutta, Badine language, chutta. And Azim's like, we're not taking it. Alright. Thought we were raiders. No? Anyway. Badine are having their little hissy fit, but Azim, as always, gets his way. They are not taking any of it.
I want to share the bottles of ale with the Badine, if they would have it.
They point to the symbols of Bane that in the wax that holds the bottles, and they're not touching it.
Fair enough.
We'll go to one of the most inhospitable...
I'm gonna crack one open.
It's good ale, you know. It's a little bit weak. Yeah, but if you got like a pirate thing where they bring ale mixed with water, so like grog.
Ration day. Yeah,
it's kind of So it's a think of it as a light lager. It'll get you drunk if you drink 2 or 3 of them. But a single beer, which is about a quarter of a gallon, about a liter of beer is probably not going to get the average man drunk. Just happy. Yeah, but it's you could live off this. There's enough water content to live.
Well, with 50 bottles of ale out of here, it should make it at least a little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like prized ale. It's just
Nah, that's right. It's anything. It's thin. It's not real good, but
we'll drink what we want and dump the rest, I assume.
Sure. 5 bottles each. That's a lot of beer, but I mean, not really in Australia. That's not that much, really. Like 5 liters of beer.
VBs.
That's exactly right. You know, it's like half a carton, and yeah. Plenty of people are drunk.
Did the soldiers or anything have anything of note?
Not really. No.
Tattered armor and shitty weapons.
Halberds. Yeah.
So that much gold is not too much. I mean, it's only 101 pounds. That can be, what I mean is the gold can be split amongst the horses relatively easily.
Mm-hmm. Diamonds do they have a weight? Like
effectively, no. Basic.
I'm guessing most of the weight. Well, that's going to be the problem, because I'm betting most of the weight is the fucking chest.
Probably must be the chest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think of that.
Because I'm betting it's like super heavy duty, like iron bound.
Yeah, it's not even a chest. It's a treasury.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it probably weighs about 300 pounds or something, I'd guess.
Yeah, it's a giant fucking safe.
Yeah, wooden safe, wooden reinforced metal safe. It's good. You know, like you could take to it with an axe and it'd still take a few rounds to break through it.
So, yeah, between all of our horses and everything, we should be able to get everything out of here. Just hope we don't get fucking hit up by bandits along the way. Or anybody finds out about this, because everyone's going to be fucking hunting our heads if anyone finds out about this.
Does anyone test the weapons? These ruined, almost clearly enchanted weapons?
I mean, I'm gonna grab the scimitar and like swing it around.
It bleeds as you swing it, like blood drips from the blade.
Bleeds?
Yeah, man. It's like and all this rivers of blood.
That's metal as fuck.
I guess I'll test out the spear.
Test out the spear. All right, let's have a look at the spear. I just lost it as well.
I'm editing this.
Here we go.
In the treasury, by the way.
No worries. When you hold the spear up, it crackles with lightning, and the lightning sort of surges down the silver blue blade.
Vicious has been too angry the whole time to even notice the treasure haul that has been discovered. He's still pointing his gun at the at Vesper.
And I'm going to put my hand mockingly inside the gauntlet because it's so much bigger than my hand.
Your hand is wreathed in flames that do not burn but provide illumination.
It's not like stuck on my hand or anything, is it?
No, you take it off again and put it back on. The flames come back. You take it off. The flames are gone. Vesper's got his hands up. Hey, he raises his hands higher when you know he looks over at Vicious and he's still got that gun. Hey, man, like I'm on your side. I'm a citizen of Gloriana now.
Hey, you got some magical powers, huh? Can you identify this stuff for us? I'm sure you know what it was.
I don't actually. I'm not in. No, neither can I identify it, nor was I ever privy to the nature of these magnificent weapons.
All right.
You're a fucking coward. While our friend was getting attacked by your men, you could have done something. You could have shot a spell. You could have lended aid. Instead, you turned invisible and try to line your pockets and get away with a profit. I should kill you right here and now.
Forgive me. Forgive me. Here, I have only one thing of value, my magical staff. Take it, and spare me my life.
Yeah, I'll spare your life. Give me the staff.
Yes, sir. He hands over the staff. And he lets out a sigh of relief when it's gone.
Yeah, I won't kill you.
Well, thank you. Now you can lower that. Lower your whatever that thing is. Your wand.
Vicious will flip the gun around to the handle and start beating his face with the handle.
Oh. Crunch until he goes unconscious?
Until anyone stops me, I'm just gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna squish his head in.
Easy there. He's the newest citizen of Gloriana. I say mockingly.
That's right. I'm very helpful to the cause.
I keep smacking him with the gun handle.
We said we're stopping you.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Or trying to, anyway.
Yeah.
You want to do a contested athletics?
Okay. Guess not.
Damn.
You beat him, you break out of the grip. And, you're like a wild animal, and Vesper is knocked unconscious, and his blood soaks into the clean sand below.
Yeah. I said I wasn't gonna kill him. Never said anything about you not killing him. Is Azim finished with his particular ritual?
He is, and he brings the body forth, and it's laid on a pallet on a kind of cot behind a horse, and is pulled along in what is more gracious than it actually sounds. But yeah, the ritual is done, and he is not ashamed of the tears that have fallen over his face. Though while he has wiped them away, you can see that his eyes are red with grief.
I'm gonna go over to Curse's body and place two coins over his eyes. One face up, one face down. For luck and the beyond.
Yes, he understands, and he has no words. He just places a hand on your shoulder, and you feel as if you were men of equal height. There is no condescension in this gesture.
So we have a prisoner, I guess. He is a Zentarum mage. I figured you'd have some fun with him. He was a coward the whole time.
My
Even
friend,
worse.
You are not lucky this day, for you have not fallen into kind hands. Help me, save me! I am a citizen of Gloriana. I'm under the protection of the Cormyrean crown. Is this so?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
But you said you accepted me.
I said I wasn't gonna kill you. I never said anything about him.
Please. We had a deal. I led them into a trap as you asked. This is... I helped you. I helped you all. You owe me.
I'm just gonna say nothing.
He did help us.
Did he really help us? Or was it the Badine that led him here? He just kind of just followed along.
Either way, we are at the Badine's mercy. We are in their lands. Their customs must be upheld.
To be honest, he knew that there was a trap, that we had a trap planned for them in the desert. He could have warned them.
Yes, I could have warned them, but I chose not to. I remained loyal to Gloriana.
I'm just gonna defer to Azim.
While he's selfish and self-interested,
Did you say that your parent was looking for spellcasters?
if anyone could keep an eye on him, it would be that one. Though I don't know whether or not I like the idea of him being working in the center of Gloriana.
It's up to you guys.
I prefer to execute him right here and now. He was a coward, he could have lended aid, he did nothing. He just lined his pockets and tried to flee. He didn't care about the outcome.
Unfortunately, failure to lend aid is not a criminal offense.
Not in Gloriana. We're not in Gloriana. Azim.
He also failed to aid the Zentarum. Do you think his magics may have turned the battle to their side as well?
Azim is clearly challenged by this. He looks up at the moon, up in the noonday sky, and just starting to appear over the horizon in a sliver. He's angry, and he drives his blade into a Vespa, but not his flesh, just his robe, and pins his robe against the ground. I do not want to deal with this one. It is not my responsibility. I will leave you to the desert, or to the mercy of other kings. He is yours. He rips out his sword. It is our custom to give water and food before sending an exile out into Anora. So he offers him a water skin and a handful of dates. I am done now. He goes off back to the corpse of Kursk and quietly cries again.
Yeah. King has spoken. Do with him what you want, Braxton. I'm honestly rather indifferent.
We'll bring him with us. Keep a close eye on him.
If you say so.
If nothing else, we should be able to get some useful information out of him.
Ooh.
Alright.
Should we gather any belongings off of Kursk to... do you have any family or anything that we'd want to bring stuff back to?
You only know that he had a mother and that she was dead.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, honestly, Braxton wouldn't want to take anything off of him.
Okay.
Yeah, but some of the stuff he wouldn't have on him would be he has a... No, he'd keep that on him. He has a bunch of herbal tea mix. And witchweed.
Yeah.
It's good for getting spell slots back.
Yeah, the witchweed could be useful.
But I think he would keep the silver ore on him, probably, that he got last.
Yeah.
And the potion of invisibility.
Yeah, wasn't planning on like going rifling
Yeah,
through
we're
his
not
pockets
trying to
or
loot you. Maybe we should keep your sword to like commemorate it in the hall or something like that.
the giant bone glaive.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we'll keep that to create some sort of shrine.
Legacy, yeah.
a memorial for all the heroes that died helping to forge Gloriana.
Be like the Iron Throne.
Mm. Mm. Good. And
Braxton is going to ask Azim if he and his men would be willing to help Gloriana.
we are bound by blood now. It would be our honor to be your allies.
It is an honor to have you. And then
And
he'll
so-
shake his hand.
And he's not sure what to do at first, but of course. Yes, yeah. We shake hands, yes, of course. We don't do that in my culture. And instead, after you shake hands, he draws you close and he kisses you on each cheek. My son. And what of the future? What of the future between the Bedin and what of the future between Anarok and Gloriana?
I see friendly interaction, trade partnerships, and a solid alliance in the future.
Good. We agree to all of this.
We can provide grain and possibly livestock.
Good. Good. We have much and more incense that we do not need, and oils. And if you are inclined, we have poppy seeds as well. The juice of the poppy is good for alleviating pain and protecting oneself from magical enchantment, though it can be habit forming.
Interesting.
It is good to know.
It leaves the mind blank, which makes you protected from magical enchantment, but at the cost of your wit. It also eases the pain of death.
We'll have to send along some trade caravans and some people that are more knowledgeable than us. But all that all sounds rather useful.
Good. And my brothers, we shall see each other again when the gods will it.
In this life or the beyond.
He strokes Kursk's beautiful face. In this life or beyond.
Shall we make camp one more night in the desert and then head out?
Aye. You will not be going very far with the amount of ale that you have drunk anyway.
I was going to say, Braxton hasn't touched the ale.
You are likely to piss yourself a river.
Well, better drink a couple more then. That's what's gonna happen. Might as well be drunk about it.
Goes and gets the caravan and his wives and brings them back, and one wife in particular is devastated at Kirst's death, and the other, or one of his daughters rather, and his wives and his other daughters console her, and she asks something in Badine, and it troubles Azine quite severely, and he shakes his head, but she pleads. He seems to acquiesce to her, but he's not happy about it. But he agrees, and evidently it delights almost all of his wives and daughters, in one in particular. But they don't mention what they were discussing in their own language.
Was there a previous relationship between Kursk and the Badine?
Nope.
Okay. They're just very passionate people, I guess.
Or they really like half-orc.
Yeah.
Or they show interest in people who show interest in them.
It's hard to get new blood into the tribe. It is, hey. Like, no one wants to live in the desert, man. And it's a hard life, so they lose a lot more,
That's why Europe sucks now.
experience than they get. It's an emigrating population. Young people leave and they don't. So yeah, if they can get new blood, then it's often one. But
Yeah.
the process for application is really stringent. But anyway, that's what. Sorry, you were saying?
I'm just pissed at this point.
Yeah.
I'm little, so I get pissed real easy. But then I pass out. That's basically what I'm going to do.
Under the night sky, under the clear night sky, early in the evening, while Saloon's light shines down, the halfling is drunk and passed out. The Badine continue their solemn mourning. The rest of you pass the night away.
I'm gonna wait till everyone's asleep.
Thanks. There are, of course, guards. The Badine station people at all times. The bard stays up late. His poor monkey sits in the tent waiting, wondering if he truly loves him. The bard, drinks with the halfling, and when the halfling's passed out, he drinks with whoever's left. But there comes a time when you are more or less by yourself. There's only a skeleton crew. What do you do?
I'm gonna sneak my way to where Vesper is sleeping.
Well, Vesper's wandered off into the desert by now, but he hasn't gotten very far. So you would likely be able to track him if you wanted to.
No, Braxton said that he's coming with them.
Oh, taking him to Gloriana? No worries. In that case, then yeah, he's sleeping probably near Braxton for protection.
Manacles on.
Naturally.
Yeah. Because he's a fucking spellcaster.
Probably gagged to them.
Yeah.
And you gotta string his thumbs together.
We've been through this. Alright. Yeah, so Vicious, you sneak up on this right, and you notice that one of the Badine archers has spotted you, but he's not intervening at all. In fact, he turns away, but then watches out of the corner of his eye, He wants to see what's going on, but he also wants to ignore it.
I'm gonna pull out my Gloriana sword, and I'm just gonna drive it right into Vesper as quick as I can before anyone awakens.
Make a stealth roll to see how proficiently you do.
I mean, it sheds bright light.
That's pretty unfortunate. Pretty unfortunate. So, as you draw this light out, and it shines like the morning sun, the glory of Marinus' heritage, the glory of Cormier's dream. As you drive this holy blade into an unarmed, defenseless, sleeping prisoner, do you taint the dream? Do you kill it entirely? Can Gloriana's fall be ultimately blamed upon this act by Vicious? There will be few who would say that would be true, but there would be some sages who would say that this act of treachery, this act of murder, this act against a man who had expressed a desire to be a citizen would define the annihilation of the realm that could have been, but never really act of Vicious. And as the Badine horseman trots off to the tent so that he can, alert Azim to what's happened. Didn't stop him, but he's damn well going to go and tell Azim now that it has happened. The rest of you wake up, probably first of all, Brax, since the light shines right in his eyes.
And Braxton is immediately going to shove Vicious away.
His Vesper's dead, right?
Good question.
I'm just
He's gonna pull out his healing kit and try to patch things up, but I'm guessing it's not gonna work.
But an assassin is a man who is a master of his craft. And today, Vicious earns the moniker of assassin, the moniker that he has hated for so long. He has tracked a murderer his whole life, and today the mantle is.
I take off my mask and I just stare at the moon like 1,000-yard stare. Just let out like a big sigh.
Vesper lets out his last sigh, and the mist rises up into the cold night.
Braxton is going to punch Vicious.
I just take the punch and don't even try to defend it.
What the fuck was that for?
That was for Kursk. He didn't deserve to be a citizen of Gloria. So that traded positions for any winning team.
And you think this shows that you deserve a position in Gloriana?
I never cared about being a citizen of Gloriana. I was merely tracking a man that killed my parents. That's all I'm there for.
You're a monster.
I think I did justice for Kursk. And now we don't have to sleep with one eye open. I just dropped the Gladius, and I just kind of walk back to where I was originally sleeping, and kind of just sit down and hug my knees. I hope you're in a better place, Kursk. What?
God damn it!
And he is. But there are a few places as bad as Amarok. So finding a better place would be.
Braxton is just gonna stare down at this glowing sword and the sand and
The blood that drips off it.
exactly.
Alright. After the torment or the troubles of the night, a bloody dawn breaks, red and orange over the horizon, over Gloriana. And the Badine are already beginning to pack up. It'll be a matter of minutes before they're gone.
Braxton, I guess, look through Vesper's pockets, see if he can find anything that about, like, any more information about why they were down here, or
No such thing.
paperwork, that kind of thing.
No, not even a spell book or anything. No. They each had a potion of healing, and I don't think any of them actually got to use it. But that's about it, besides the unidentified magic items.
I guess he'll grab the potion then.
The Bedina gone. Ubo might not have even woken up yet, I'm sure. The halfling almost certainly hasn't. But they will soon enough, because the sun, when it beats down hot. And there are few things worse than waking up in a desert with a hangover.
I'm spitting sand in my mouth.
Oh, it's awful.
Oh, the dehydration.
Indeed, man. Yeah.
Oh, my head. Oh, damn.
I've got Ubo's like, I got sand in my shell.
Sunglasses.
Yeah, that's it. Oh. And no one is happy right now. What's our plan? There's corpses everywhere. The carrion crows are collecting the vultures. Vultures. Have you ever seen so many vultures?
Let's go.
Jackals. Fuck, the lions are coming. They're not here yet.
Yeah.
But
Let's get out of here.
It's getting crowded.
getting crowded around here.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, fuck, is that a red dragon?
Is that a red dragon?
Don't forget your sword. It's so fucking bright.
Pick up the sword and sheath it. Just hop on my horse and are we carrying Curse's body, or did the Bedine take it away?
They
The
took
Bedine
it.
took it.
The
They're
Bedine?
gonna inter it.
When you sheath the sword, the halfling's migraine becomes marginally less intense. Alright. What now?
Make our way back home, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yes, please.
Via the Stonewood?
What's that?
I don't think we should stop by anywhere because of how much money is being carried.
Yeah, I think we should we should probably try to backtrack the way we came. We'll probably run into some centaurs anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're positioned just to the west of Griffin Hills.
Yeah. They have a range, so they just they probably... I mean, it's morning, they're probably out like hunting or something anyway.
Yeah. For them to go 10 miles is, that's just going for a walk.
Probably go to Tirac, take a rest, get some water, and then try to make our way back home.
It takes you a day to get to Tirac, and there's no signs of any humanoids here, but there's plenty of animals, and they're in relative peace. The lions have mostly come to drink water. They're happy to hunt if they can, but they're not really here for meat. They're here for water, and so Tirac's a fairly peaceful place, even though there's dozens of predators. Just before you arrive, you see a chimera fly in and scare everything off and take its drink from the water, and then it flies off while you're still a mile or two distant. The place is very much alive, very dangerous too.
Do the animals seem to abide by the supposed laws of the lake?
That might be a bit of an exaggeration. It has a peaceful quality to it, and my druid might be able to tell you. Perhaps make an insight check, maybe. Yeah. It's really hard to tell with that roll. It's really hard to tell. On one hand, they seem to just be being animals. They've come for a drink and not to hunt, and so there's a sort of lack of violence. But on the other hand, there is a serenity to the place that makes you wonder if maybe there's some divine enchantment or some lingering magic. It wouldn't surprise you at all to learn that there was some magical effect which is causing all the animals to be less aggressive than they might be. Even when the chimera flew in here before you arrived, and they're horrible creatures. Even when it flew in here, all it did was grab a drink and then depart.
Druids, man.
Yeah. So, Braxton, while you're riding, Copperheart's, there's something that Vicious said which is stuck in her head. And he said that we didn't have to sleep with one eye open anymore, but I think as long as he's around, we'll always have to sleep with one eye open.
Braxton is gonna nod.
Maybe we should go somewhere else.
I don't know where else I would go.
Well, you're not a local. We could travel. There's a whole world to see. There's so much I could show you.
Maybe once we handle Helgar.
Just maybe.
I think, once he's seen to, and I think I could use some time away.
you think, but you're not sure, are you? You don't really know what you're not. You haven't made up your mind, have you?
I've made up my mind about you.
She blushes really deeply. Then tell me. Tell me your mind. Put me out of my misery.
Now it's his turn to kind of blush. I can't really stop thinking about you, honestly. Keep wondering what you think and wanting to talk with you all the time about stuff. You're interesting and you're funny and I like you. I'd like to get to know you better.
But you've already got someone who loves you. You can't break her heart like this. You're wearing her armor.
He looks down at the armor. That's not what this was about. If I hadn't saved her, and honestly, since that day, it's been as if Shantae has sent me on a path, and part of that path was finding you.
Well, where does the path lead now? So I'm following you now. If you didn't notice.
I don't know where it's going, but I'm glad you're still coming with.
Of course. You're the captain. Takes your hand.
He takes hers.
And, Ubo, you look over your shoulder and you see them tenderly holding hands, and I don't think that your people hold hands. Like, I don't think that's a total thing. How do you view this liaison?
It's the strangest dragon I've ever met.
Jesus Christ.
We'll leave it at that. Alright. As predicted, after watering yourselves at Lake Tirak and travelling along the lowlands through the great ruins of Anarok, these massive jutting stones that appear out of the plains at irregular intervals, occasionally humming or glowing with arcane energy or pulsating in some other foreboding fashion. Sure enough, you are accosted by the Thunderhoofs. They see you before you see them, and they let out their war cries and surround you. And so these are at a distance of maybe 800 feet out of sight of the range of all but the most powerful bows. These centaurs deliver their war cry. What's yours?
I'm still hungover, so it's like,
They charge, you will die. No, does anyone do anything?
Paxton is going to stand up and like wave his hand, trying to show that they're
You have a banner.
Yeah, wave the banner of Gloriana.
Indeed, wave the banner. And they cheer and they come to you and you settle for the night and camp out with them at their hospitality. They give you meat and they give you salt, and they eagerly talk about your ale. Looks like you've got some good ale there, eh? Lots of ale. Or did we dump all the ale? We didn't bring
We
it.
dumped it.
Oh,
I drank what I wanted and went
tragic.
up to the desert.
Tragedy. Absolutely. And so it's a barbecue, but it's a fairly dry barbecue. There's not much getting drunk. And there are a few things centaurs enjoy more than hitting the piss. Anyway.
I mean, Braxton has a little bit of whiskey, but not enough to satisfy all of these fuckers.
Hell no. So they listen to your accounting of what happened, and they reinforce their allegiance to Gloriana. And is there anything you want from them, or are you happy to move on?
Pretty much. The other thing that I was going to say is, I don't know if they needed it, but the Bedine lost a horse, and we happened to have an extra one at that point.
Good call.
Or did they have more with their caravan/camp thing?
Well, they did have more, but I'll take your horse if you're offering.
It was Curse's horse.
Exactly. It would be appropriate to give them Kursk's horse.
Indeed, it's Kursk's horse that is pulling the cart. So yeah, that's really good.
His name was Glitterhoof.
Sees him on one last journey.
That's right. This is the final trial of a war horse. Carry the engine, carry the dead. All right. The centaurs inform you that they've heard reliable reports that the elf maiden, the enchantress, is still dwelling among the Stoneorcs. So that contradicts some previous rumors that you might have heard. But by now you're already heading east. You've got your plan.
Yeah, we need to regroup and get rid of all of this wealth.
Well, there's one really good way of doing that. Trickle down economics, bitches.
Indeed. So we return to Gloriana. We return to Griffin Hill. Though things are not exactly as we left.
There's no castle anymore, and it's just a smouldering rock.
It looks like Tilverton. It's like there's Tilverton 2. Tilverton 2! The Shadowing. Not quite that bad. But when you turned up when you went east along Moonsea Ride and you came back, there was an isolationist feel. People hadn't seen the Lord in a couple of days, and there wasn't much government going on, and there's all these refugees turning up, and no one knew how to deal with it. And that vibe doesn't seem to have lifted yet. Marinus is still locked up, all by himself, although obviously Jane goes to him. But little governing has been done in your absence. He's just been, for want of a better word, brooding. He's just been sitting in his castle, thinking, and sitting in a deep depression while he tries to reason through all these problems that he can't possibly solve on his own. And so you return to a society in disarray, a society in dissent, and yeah, the patrols have basically stopped. They're trying to protect the few refugees and settlers who've already settled here. There's no talk at all of facing Halgar to Grim. Welcome home.
Burying gifts.
Looks like we have to do everything around here.
Clearly.
So
Reaction is going to look at Copperheart and really consider just fucking leaving now.
who do you attempt to what do you do with the treasure? The diamonds, the gold, the magic items.
Well, can we get the magic items identified?
You can, at a cost of 50 gold pieces each.
I think we can cover that.
We have more than enough now to identify all of them.
Huh? Huh? Are you kidding me? She bites into the coin. Are you trying to trick me?
Yes.
You curses on you all! And she's going to cast a curse spell on you all. This is fool's gold! You take me for a fool?
Oh shit, is it really?
More than 5,000 pieces of fool's iron pyrite. Each coin is worth 1 copper piece.
Whoa.
Oh man.
Those fucking diamonds.
They were gonna use that money to bribe the idiots in the desert. Or
What are the
anybody else
diamonds?
who's-
The diamonds are glass, or they're like zircons or something. Anyway, they're worth 10 gold. 10 gold each.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Give her 5 of those puppies.
Yeah, I'll give her just
That's-
fuckload of everything. Whatever.
That's still over 4,000 gold worth of fucking quartz.
Yeah, no, we're...
How many diamonds did you do? There 410 diamonds was there. Wow, that's a lot of diamonds.
Yeah.
I suppose. So, yeah, that's still, yeah, as you say, that's still 4,000 gold. So I guess it's a fair bit of money in the end. Yeah. It is, yeah. Each tiny piece of quartz ain't really worth shit. But like when you got that many of them, it all kind of adds up. Yeah. That's really interesting. Okay, cool.
Pay for everything with fucking quartz. Make it hail, bitch.
Here we go. That's it. The currency of Gloriana is quartz.
Use quartz
Alright.
instead of platinum pieces.
That's awesome. So she takes some of your smokiest quartz and identifies them all. Is that right? Are you able to pay for them all?
I mean, we have 410 diamonds, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only five per identify, so.
Cool. I'll just cut and paste them and place them in the treasure section. So if you're editing it, then save it now, and I'll.
Oh, yeah, I saved it already.
Okay, cool. And I'll edit it myself. Alright, it's under spectacles, iron flace. I'll put it under the iron flace.
Well, that seems fitting, boys.
That seems about right, yeah.
There you go. They are now in the treasure section.
I knew that's what that staff was.
Yeah, me too.
I had encountered that staff previously. Ooh, that shield is nice. Is that the,
What about
both of
the gauntlet?
Yeah, the gauntlet has has flames, the spear has lightning, and the blade has blood.
They're all
Oh,
wep-
okay. It's all
They're all
harmless.
weapons of gold ability.
Yeah.
You got us, man.
Perfect
Hey, wait.
for your orc lord.
I tell you what, though. They would be very good at using for intimidation.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. They're effectively minor illusion manufactured into a blade.
Does the harmless flames actually emit light?
Yeah, they do. 5 feet.
Probably
Oh, 5
pretty
feet.
Useful.
Yeah, like
5 feet.
Pretty useless.
candlelight. Yeah, pretty much. You can read by it, but not much more.
Is a scimitar a light weapon?
Don't think so.
Yes.
Rapiers are.
Yes.
Are Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I think rapiers
they
are,
are.
but scimitars are not. Oh, there you go.
They're-
Okay. They only do
It's not. It's light, but it's not finesse. Okay.
They only do a D6
Yeah.
damage, yeah. In our previous editions, they did a D8. It always confused.
Yeah,
Well,
at least we can
fun.
sell them.
Hey, you know what? Even those ones that are worth 100 gold, that's still more the identify cost.
Yeah,
True.
yeah, exactly right. It's not actually it's not a loss. It's disappointing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not.
Oh, you're
you know,
only going to give me a hand job? Ah, damn it.
exactly. That's right. You know, I mean, that's a. I shouldn't have agreed with that analogy, but it's a valid one. So like, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
I
gonna.
think we're all adults here.
All right.
He's
Those
the one
you
trying to
and I-
fuck a dragon.
I think
Don't
gonna
look at me.
I think gonna just fucking break that staff of the enslaved apprentice, cause fuck that.
Aha. All right. How interesting. Everyone happy with that?
That's fine by me. Retributive strike, everybody in Gloriana dies.
Boom. He summoned a pit fiend.
He wasn't joking. Roll initiative.
Roll. Here we go.
Marinus!
Here it is.
I think
So
that would
you're
even
gonna-
be a challenge for him.
Yeah, it wouldn't be easy. Like, yeah, one player, I think he'd be defeated already.
Yeah, level 13 paladin may be strong, but it's not
Hey.
gonna 1v1 a pit fiend.
Dante should still be around.
Too.
Yeah. He's got Perrin and Dante still around too.
And Hisoka as well. So between the four of them, I could probably take it.
I mean, Perrin kind of be like, oh yes, this is my chance to take over.
Good point. That doesn't help. That does not help. Alright, so you're destroying the star?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it outside of town, and you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna use this shiny new blade of fallen angels to fucking smash.
Right. The irony is not lost on Malkazid. Malkazid, the fallen planetar who is trapped in Mithranor, who has loaned aid to the Zentarum in their attempt to plunder and conquer that ancient ruin. But that's a story. All right. So you destroy the staff. There is a burst of arcane energy, and the master of that staff is instantly alerted to its destruction. And he says to himself, "So, Vesper Vane, you think that you are strong enough to defy me, do you now? Well, I shall have my revenge upon you, you foolish apprentice." But that's a story. So here we are. Here we are with Griffin. And with our isolationist lord, who is comforted by his now reclusive wife. The settlement's running itself. They're glad to see you back for the most part, even the witches. Once you give them the quartz anyway. Welcome home.
Have our forces deteriorated at all?
No, they're holding out. They're holding out. There's it's kind of got its own orbit by now, Griffin Hill, right? And that orbit is keeping the weak here, and the weak sort of attract the strong. Some to exploit, some to protect. But yeah, Griffin Hill is kind of like a capital city for a very lonely land.
So, who is technically the military commander now and that fuck off McGee died?
Doesn't have one. There isn't one anymore.
Oh, that makes so
would
much
be
sense.
why that there's no sort of discipline or morale.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it, Marinus.
Has that purple dragon knight, has she returned? I don't remember what her name was.
No, she's still on the front line, and she's not actually loyal to Gloriana per se. She's an agent of the Queen, or the Princess.
Okay.
So, while she might come through here, she probably will. She owes this place no loyalty. No, not really.
We need to find a commander.
Do we know why Marinus is isolating himself?
You don't know. You haven't spoken to him. Only Jane has, and since you got back, Jane hasn't spoken to you. So you would have authority to get inside the castle, the massive, massive castle of Griffin Hill, which would hold like 2,000 freaking soldiers if it wanted to. You could go inside this massive complex and speak to Marinus, but he's not coming out.
We should probably do that. Let's
Sounds
go see
good.
the king.
Alright, so you're doing that before resting? Still exhausted? You turned up? You're not kicking back? You're not getting a dragon job? You're just going straight back to work?
Yeah, we should probably just hit it.
I mean, I guess.
Take that back, we hasn't. So, Marinus and Jane, locked inside the massive Griffin Hill fortress. They're protected by guards, and those guards are deeply suspicious of you guys. You know, like, you're like, but it's us, you know who we are, but they're genuinely concerned that you might be shapeshifted. Whatever the case, you are given access to the Lord, and you find Marinus with his head in his hands, being comforted by Jane amid the shadows of the hall. Hang on. Bit of a cough, a bit of a coughing fit. Anyway, so yeah, you go inside, and you find that Marinus is in a terrible state right now, deeply depressed, riven, and only Jane there to comfort him. He barely even notices you enter. He doesn't notice you enter because no one speaks.
It's up to you, Braxton. You're the Gloriana guy.
My lord?
Word. Good to see you. It's good to see a friendly face in these darkest times.
Are you alright, sir?
Not really, no. I have a lot on my mind, more than usual. Who knew that rule could be so difficult? I thought that
Ruling? It's gone to shit out there.
has it. I had thought that it would be better off without me. That the town would cope without my instruction. I have faith in these people. I wonder if I'm really the best leader for them. Maybe they're better off without me.
Maybe they are.
Yeah.
If the leader doesn't lead, what is he good for?
Nothing. He's nothing but a burden. A burden at best and a tyrant. Desperate. You are right.
That's not true, sir. You're
No.
a beacon of hope.
He is right. He is right. There are better rulers, better people. People better suited to the throne than I. Beacon of light. I'm just a beacon for chaos. Everywhere I look, pain and blood. Betrayal. Friends dying. My friends in danger. And what do? I sit on a throne, day in, day out, drinking wine and eating mutton.
Why don't you go spend the time amongst your people? Find out what their needs are.
Because there are bigger needs. Bigger needs than the people. There's a whole world that needs saving. Gloriana, it's so small.
It starts with one person.
Aye, it does. It does. And so I'm resolved now. I am resolved to act. I shall act, he tells Jane. And Jane nods. And I shall wait for you. Yes.
A gesture towards the door.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
people need guidance.
They do. And he looks up to his wife again. They need guidance. Yes. Yes, my love. Word. What was your counsel?
That you should be out there with your people, sir. They have no military commander right now. That everything's just... There's no one to lead.
Yes, I should be out there with my people. They have no military commander. They are lost. They're just a collection of ragtag band. They've traveled all over the world. They've traveled beyond the world, but they have no leader. They have no cohesion, no military command. They need me out there. You're right. I must go.
Just for my own purpose. Yes, exactly.
That's right, Meredith. I support you completely. Yes. It is decided then. It relieves my heart to know that we are unified in our belief that this is the right way forward. Oh, wonderful. Then you know what I must do. And Jane has tears in her eyes. Yes, I know. Well, let us talk together then. You are my Baron, Counsel. I need your advice, like I've never needed any advice before, from anyone. I need your advice, all of you. He looks at Vicious. All of you. He looks at Uber. Tell me, how should I deal with this new development? Halgar the Grim and his cohorts, his Huskars, have been spotted here in Gloriana, deep within the interior. What might you guess that their intention was? For it took me by surprise.
Rape and pillage.
I almost wish
the Stonewood.
I almost wish it would pillage and rape. I almost wish that they sought yet more allies to trap us in. Nay. Halgar the Grim and his Huskar have become the first raiders to enter the ruins of Tilverton. And they have abandoned their own kingdom. For what reason? They must know something is in there. They must be looking for something, and Ilmater forbid that they should find it.
If they've separated themselves from the army, then we may have a chance to cut off the head of the snake.
We may. And so I turn to you for counsel.
Or leave them with no home to return to.
Aye. So I had ideas. I had ideas, and I had hoped for your input. Should we attack Gondorak Hill while it has no leaders, or follow Halgar into Tilverton to ensure that he doesn't uncover the aim of his quest, or should we do as we have done so far and consolidate in Griffin Hill and wait out the storm?
We need to marshal our forces and destroy his garrison. That would ruin the resolve of his remaining troops.
With the addition of the Bedine and the Centaurs, and taking away the majority of his leadership, minus any of the Symbians that are in charge there.
I suspect the Symbians have gone by now.
Is there any more word on that?
Nay, I have had no word. You are my eyes and ears, and with you in the west, I feel blind in the east.
You've made significant advancements in the west. We joined forces with the Bedine for trade, and
Good.
the Centaurs of the Thunderhoof clan.
Mm-hmm.
Remarkable.
Military support.
I owe you all so much. Gloriana's heart beats because...
Yes, but it withers in its chest because of the lack of leadership.
Yes, Is this your decision then? You will take the army east and attack?
Not the entire army. Probably, I think a small strike force would be better suited to destroy his encampments.
I have awards. I have awards to give out. I put this off for too long. Now is the appropriate time. I need to recognize all that you have done for me. Vicious, I know you not yet, but I trust you. Calm, McCool? Yes, you are new to me, and I hope that you can prove yourself in the future, though I may not see it. Ubo, you and your people are welcome, and I hope that you can spend your time, but it is to Braxton Woad and to Kursk that I... Kursk? Where's Kursk?
Kursk was
It's fallen.
slain by the Zentarum.
There is no justice in this world. I am too late. I have dithered for too long. I had hoped to make him my baron. I had hoped to give him land, title, honor, such as he deserves, and I have waited too long. I am unfit. I am unfit for this throne. Braxton, I would make you my baron, but I fear that you would not accept, as you would see that as not an honor, but rather a burden.
Maybe Gloriana needs more than one ruler. Maybe a council is more fitting.
Perhaps Perhaps that will be up to Jane to decide.
It is up to you to decide.
Yes.
You are the leader of Gloriana, not her.
Yes, of course. Will. What say you then, Braxton?
I am truly honored by your offer, sir, but yes, I must decline.
I knew it to be so. Puts his hand on your shoulder. You are wise to not accept the poisoned chalice of Rue. Makes his way out to see his people at last. People of Gloriana, I have come to tell you something very important today. We are bigger than ourselves. We are bigger than our own struggles. We are bigger than our own barony. We are bigger indeed than our own kingdom of Cormia. What is he saying? What is he on that? My people, when destiny calls, we must have the courage to take the bull by the horns. We must have the courage to ride the Minotaur into battle. We must. Is he drunk? He's been smoking that Bedine poppy seed. My people, I have made a decision, perhaps the most important decision of my life. I have chosen to be with the people who need me the most. I am heading into the outer planes to stop a great evil, to free an imprisoned man who needs it desperately, and to do what I can to save innocent souls. And a few boos have erupted into larger boos. Boo! And there's general dissent. And I must go, he explains. Boo! I must go. I leave my wife, Lady Jane, Rosaline in charge. She shall a woman in a time of war. And she shall lead us. She shall lead you. Protect Gloriana. Boo! And tomatoes are being thrown. And the guards are getting upset at that, and they start, smacking into and laying into the peasants who dare to so openly insult their lord. Now I must bid you farewell. My last act shall be to pass over power officially to my wife. Just as queens have sat on the throne in times past, so have women ruled successfully, and Jane shall be no exception. Boo! Thank you, my people. And there is derision. There is mockery. There is just a general resignation of, yeah. What have we done? Like, who are we to place faith in this foolish dream to begin with? Cormia's tried in the past to tame the Stonelands, and it couldn't do it. It couldn't do it at the height of its power. How do they expect to succeed during a civil war when the man in charge, his heart isn't even in it? He wants to be elsewhere. There will be some who say that the dream of Gloriana died. There will be others who say that it had long since died. Still others who point to the bloody blade in Anarok. and still others who say it never died at all, and that the battle for Gondorak Hill was the moment that came to define it. Marinus has stepped down, and he begins his preparation to travel the outer planes. And there is no commander anymore. Jane rules, but with no baron, no nobility, no underling. The military only has its old command, and its old commander is dead. So,
time for someone to get a promotion.
yeah, and so like
I want to go to the barracks.
Yeah, all right. And they're as glum as can be, you know. Like, it's a joke to them. Some of them are, I told you so. Some of the guys who've been here since before Tilverton was destroyed are like, you know, I told you this would happen.
Is there any sort of command? We get a sergeant, even captain, anything?
There's no captains. What was the highest rank that was left? He was a sword captain, was he?
Yeah, I think there were some of them were higher.
Yeah, like drill sergeants and quartermasters and paymasters, clerks. You know, these sort of.
I want to try to gather all of some sort of leadership.
Peasant sergeants, yeah, that's all we have.
Yeah.
No, we have purple dragons. We have some purple dragons.
Yeah, there are some purple dragons, and so like the command structure would fall to them, but with no one to appoint them, you know, they don't have the legal right to take power, you know. So anyway, so yeah, you gather like a drill sergeant, a paymaster, a quartermaster, a kennel master. And you gather these four into a room, and
a purple dragon knight. Do we have whoever?
They're all purple. They're all purple dragon knights. Yeah, these yeah, or purple dragons. Not at least anyway.
I was going to say Braxton's technically a purple dragon.
Yeah, so you were invited into this. But are you a commander within the purple dragons? Like, do you have a rank, or are you the bottom rank?
I believe I was just a scout, so I'm just a blade.
Yeah, so you're not invited to this meeting unless you want to be there. For,
I want him to be
there. Yeah.
Because I'm nobody. I'm trying to round these people up.
Good point. You do so, you know, like because you know they're talking amongst themselves. They've got to decide, but like, what are we going to do? Do we launch a military coup? Like, is that what we do? I mean, I don't really want to do it, but if it's for Cormia, then got to be done. But none of them wants to be the one to take the mantle. Like, I'm happy to be your second in charge. If you want to be the one who history remembers as the motherfucker that brought down Gloriana, then that's fine. I'll fight alongside you, but just don't write my name in the book. And none of them want to take this chalice.
Well, that was unexpected. The king abdicating to his wife.
He's not a king.
No, what was he? What was he actually? I don't know. I don't actually know.
He's a lord.
Yeah, he's a count. Yeah.
Count. Yeah.
Okay. The count abdicating to his wife.
It's unheard of. I don't think it's very proper.
At this point, I think we can say fuck proper.
Aye.
Doesn't particularly change our lot in life, does it?
Doesn't change a freaking thing. We're still trapped between the orcs on one side and the hillbillies on the other.
Exactly. So the people of Gloriana, regardless of their leader, are going to look to you for protection and guidance. I don't see how that changes any of your training or standing orders.
It doesn't change a thing. Still looking after the people as they come in.
Then why does Gloriana look like a shanty town?
We're keeping it together as best we can, sir. You see, we've had a
Try
tremendous
harder.
influx. Oh, try harder. That's how it is. Try harder. Well, you hear that? There you go, boys. Let's just try harder. Hey, we'll just try harder. I'm sure everything's going to be fine now.
It's either that, or we all die. You are the only sort of leadership that this city has at this time.
What are you?
And we are on the brink of war.
What do you propose we do then? How do we go forward from here?
I suggest you start acting like knights. You need to lead by example. You need to be the shining beacon these people need. Either that or Helgar is going to roll right through here and piss on all our graves.
Right, then.
I'm just trying to think here. We need to put the men in training. We need to keep them busy. We need to ready our troops for an upcoming assault. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen.
Yes, sir.
And we must be ready for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can do that. We can make sure that the men don't waste their time all day.
They need to be set as an example. They need to be constantly training. It needs to be visible to the people, so they know that their knights are not just getting pissed drunk in the taverns, and they're actually protecting the people.
Aye, he's right. There's never been a more important time to pull our finger out than right now.
That is right. Braxton, you have anything to add?
Braxton has just been kind of sitting back and watching this the whole time.
You're a purple dragon. You've seen more combat than I'm assuming most of these.
And these men? Probably. Than the actual combat-trained individuals?
I've known these guys that.
Oh, I've been around for a few years. Don't you worry about that. We might not have been there for Tilverton, but I've been serving in the Dragons for 7 years. Seen a few things.
Okay. Well, who amongst you is the most combat hardened?
It'd probably be the patrol master, the guy that goes, one of the outriders.
What?
That would probably be the one that Braxton knows best, because that's what he was doing.
What is the
Good
name
point.
of the guy that we threw in the dungeon from the first?
The Iron
Oh,
Falcon.
the Iron Falcon, yeah.
Why don't
Yeah, he
we?
would
Take him away.
Oh, was he a?
We already
His,
took him away.
his
We
group's
sent him
already
away.
gone.
He's
Yeah,
gone.
they're
Gone. He's not in.
off. They're
Oh,
off.
yeah.
Raiding. Has there been any news from that?
No news from them, but
Yeah, we don't have any scouts over there right now.
Yeah.
yeah, so
They'd have
until they
reported
come
back.
back. Yeah. Presumably they've either infiltrated or been
Been
found.
murdered. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we need to muster our troops. We need to show the public that we are here to protect them. And we need to become ready. Because at the end of the day, no one's saving us but us.
Are we going to go straight to battle? Are we going to take the fight to Gundarak, or are you hoping to build up our forces here and just maintain a strong presence?
Well, that has yet to be decided. I've just returned from the west. We've accumulated some significant allies, and they need to be brought into the fold.
Aye.
We've had the centaurs provide us horses.
Oh, that would be a helpful use thing to have some centaur. Don't have a lot of cavalry here in Griffin Hill.
So we need to bring them up to speed as best as possible. I know their ways of war are different than ours, but we all need to be on the same page if we're going to work as a team. As well as what was it, like the hill people? What were they? The dinosaur people?
Yeah.
We need to make sure all of our resources and I don't want to say troops. I guess all of our allies are able to work as one cohesive unit. It's not an easy task, but something has to be done about it.
So what do you think? It'll be about a month until we're ready to go to war?
We need to prepare for every eventuality. We need to get our garrison troops up to speed, and then we need to try to bring everybody else.
No offense, but we don't have a month.
We don't.
Oh. Well, I'm just asking because if you wanted to march tomorrow, then, without not talking about your allies, but the spears and the archers, they'd be ready to go tomorrow if you want. It might look like a shitstorm rake out there, but it's maybe not as bad as it seems. People are just, despondent.
Get the men training and possibly ready for within a week's time.
Aye. Well, that we can do.
Do not let them know that. As far as they know, we're going to war tomorrow, and they need to be as ready as possible.
Aye. It shall be done.
You gotta keep them in the dark.
I think this is going to be a good plan.
You can't keep men on edge that long.
Oh, he's right, You're gonna... They'll kiss their wives goodbye, and then they'll have to kiss them again.
You guys don't know how the actual military works, do you?
Oh.
You think all of these are professional military? That's your problem. Half of these... No, they're not.
No, he's got a point there. Like he says, we could mobilize the forces easy enough, but most of these men, they've never been to combat. They're farmers, they're hunters. The quarter contingent we're experienced warriors, but the rest of them, they're numbers on the field.
We need to get them training. That's the first and most important thing. So they are.
Aye. Give it 5 days, and I think that they'll be in a state at least that they can hold a spear. After all, they've been getting training for the past month or so. It's just a matter of assembling now and putting them into units.
Yes, that needs to be done. We just need to maintain order. And visibility is very important. Anybody else have anything to add?
Make sure every man has his kit ready and that he's ready to go within moments. But beyond that, don't keep them keyed up. It's not going to do them any good.
It shall be done. So...
Yeah, I'm done.
We have 5 days to prepare before war. This sounds accurate?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of this 5 days. Like, in that time, we could go to fucking Tilverton and deal with Halgar.
Yeah, I just want the men to be ready. That's the thing, because they could just. Oh, we found our weapon of mass destruction in Tilverton. Let's
Well, we won't know. They'll by the time they get the item, they'll ride home, and there's no way the army will be able to catch 5 riders.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, if we're just gonna sit around for 5 days, we might as well just go to Tilverton.
Oh yeah. I was just getting them ready. That was just the standard soldiers.
So you think we should go to Tilverton and try and kill Halgar?
I think we need to go explore it. Yes, absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Alright.
A very small contingent of our troops with us, and it's basically like a raiding party, just so we're not completely outnumbered.
Also, does Perrin give us the rewards?
Yeah, all the stated rewards are given over.
Because I'm curious what that cloak does.
Alright, I'll have a look.
A cloak of protection from the storm.
Right.
It protects you from the storm.
Yeah, I don't think it's written down here, but it's a resistance to it's resistance to electricity, but I'm not sure if that's all it does. So I'll have to get that to next.
Okay.
And speaking of next week, as a lone knight arrives on the horizon to join us in our quest, we should have another talk out of character and work out how long this is going for. Yeah.
Honestly, I see it like one more session at this point.
Yeah, we just got to get this shit over with.
But
One,
if you go
maybe-
to Tilverton, then that's going to be a session on itself, presumably.
Yeah, one maybe 2 sessions.
So like what, Tilverton and then the war, is that how you see it?
Well, one of those things I don't know exactly how it's going to go. Obviously,
Of course not. Nor do I.
But
like, to be honest,
to a certain extent, like, I would think if we kill Halgar and all of his Huskar, that's probably going to, and then like, if we ride up to the fucking army with all their fucking heads on pikes, chances are that army's gonna fuck off.
oh, yeah, that's a good, that's a good theory. Yeah.
You still got the Symbians there, and the rest of Halgar's retinue, unless he went with every.
Yeah, he literally said the Huskarls were with
Yeah,
him.
that's right. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So it leaves the Symbian leaders and presumably the witches, and yeah. So there's still a leadership contingent. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
whether or not it's enough is the question.
we knew that there was a large number of them that are already like on the border of breaking and disloyal anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we
That
don't know
good.
what the Iron Falcon has done either. He may have
Yeah,
fucked it up.
good point.
So that could cause a whole bunch of them to leave, and like, if enough of them fucking break off, it might be pretty much a mop-up mission at that point.
Cool. So yeah, I guess that really does answer the question. That it's either going to be 1 or 2 sessions left by most people's accounting, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, like,
That's
if
a
we get
safe
to
estimate.
Tilverton and they manage to escape, and then we have to still deal with the army, then with leaders intact, then it's going to be a whole nother issue.
Cool.
So there's a lot of things that could happen, but
Yeah,
Could all just die. Fucking hey.
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, it's like we're what, a day from Tilverton?
Yeah, at most, like less. 20 miles.
Fuck if nothing else, we could bring our army and just fucking surround Tilverton at this point.
Yeah, you could do that. That way, you have to, yeah, okay, we could do that then. All right, we'll surround the army with 1,000 men, and that way there's more or less no way that they can escape, and so the final confrontation will be in Tilverton one way or the other. You know,
Yeah.
and two parties go in, one emerges.
Yeah. And I mean, even if they come out like fucking beaten and broken, our army's probably gonna finish them the fuck off at that point.
Yeah, unless they've got like
Yeah.
shadow horses or something, then
Yeah.
they're they're not going to be able to. Presumably, their horses are going to be suffering whatever effects Tilverton brings on them. Their horses are going to be enduring as well. So yeah, that's a good plan. All right, so we surround it, and we go in to finish the job, and at the end of the day, like if you guys don't emerge victorious, if they emerge victorious, the army will lose their last champions, and Gloriana will be a memory. People will go back to their farms.
At that point, they're coming out, and there's going to be centaur archers and fucking Bedine cavalry and how much other shit that'll just fucking.
Yeah, but if you don't also come out, then while they might kill Helgar, there'll be no one to live in Gloriana.
Yeah, in the long run, Gloriana is fucked because all it has left is fucking Perrin and
Jane.
Perrin and Jane.
It's fucked.
So without your victory in there will be crucial.
Oh, it might have Tamal.
It might.
Did we reach level 5, by the way?
Let's see. When you got to level 4, let's say yes. Let's say yes because we're going in for the last adventure. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
Extra attack.
Oh.